in the house. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are kicking it with Auntie Leah. Yeah, let's get it, let's do it, let's go. Yeah, let's go, let's get it with Auntie Leah. Yeah, yeah, come on, let's do it. Nothing better than kicking it with Auntie Leah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Auntie Leah is in the house. Yeah, 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 yeah. We are kicking it with Auntie Leah. Yeah, let's get it, let's do it. Come on in.
Some stories never
Come on in
leave.
now. So Auntie Leah can do a thing. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Salute, salute, salute. Welcome back to Kicking It with Auntie Leah in the Truth Gang. I'm so glad you decided to come back and join us this evening. Shout out to everybody in the bushes right now. We're just waiting on more of the family to come in. So we're just going to listen to this song that we wrote, to the words that are very important. Tonight we get right back into Nolan Wells. Because I got a question for Mark.
When the sirens came,
Let's go. Everybody please hit the like button and share the live, please.
We march for the truth, but the pain remains. Different faces, same story, just a different name.
We just waiting on some more people to come in.
Freedom reigns, but freedom feels different when you're fighting for everything. Working 2 jobs, still can't pay the bills. While the wealthy get richer from the top of the hill.
We just waiting on some more people to come in. We'll get started here shortly.
More division, more hatred.
Salute, salute, glow.
They tell us be
Tonight we also will have an open panel
but how many generations
towards the end of the live. So if you have any input that you want to put in, regardless of this case, you are welcome to come up.
Told to be silent when our people cry.
Everybody please share the live and hit the like button. People know that we are here.
A strength is buried deep within.
Hey, everybody keep your head up.
My people, hold your head up high. Don't let this world convince you not to try.
Please type justice for Nolan Wells in the comments as you come in.
We'll keep
Gang.
in the pouring rain.
Because I got a question for Mark and Warren.
But they can't stop what we're
And can't nobody keep me from asking my question.
We are the voice, we are the light.
Now we're just waiting on some more people to come in and we'll get started here shortly. Hey.
Children growing up without a chance, caught in a system that won't advance. Schools underfunded, dreams put on hold, while promises fade and stories grow old. Mothers praying every night that the babies make it home alright. Fathers working till their hands are worn, trying to get their families a better morn. Still we rise when they expect us to fall.
Salute, salute, everybody in the bushes. Just a few, not even a few minutes, maybe a minute or so. Thank you, Global. Thank you, thank you.
They tell us history's in the past, but the scars of yesterday still last. Red lines drawn through neighborhoods, broken promises dressed up as good. We watch dreams get pushed aside, watch too many mothers cry, watch too many candles burn, while the world keeps taking turns. Yet our ancestors paved the way through darker nights and harder days. They carry faith when hope was thin, and that's the reason
it's about 30 more seconds, guys.
So the children who they are, not what the doubters
and we're gonna get right
kings
into
and queens with purpose inside, born with dignity, born with
that's kind of silent.
I see the pain, I see the tears,
but we can't be silent.
I see the battles fought for years.
We will forever speak his name. Salute, salute, Demaria. Thank you so much for being here, baby. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on in. Come on in.
Asking what justice is about, but I also see strength.
Everybody drop justice for Kendrick Johnson, justice for Nolan Wells, justice for Carmelo, justice for all injustices across the whole world. All right, all right. Thank you again. Thank you so much for coming back to Kicking It with Auntie Leah and the Truth Gang. We really appreciate you being here. You know, they are trying to really silence us when it comes to the Nolan Wells case, just like they are with Carmelo case, but we're not going to allow them to do that to us, right? We will continue to ask that important question, because what did happen to Nolan Wells? That question is not going to go away until it is answered. So let's do a little roll call, see if we got who we got in the building. We got Global Post News in the building. Thank you for being here. Jamilia's in the building. We got, is it Rogish? Hey, thank you so much for being here, brother. If you want to come up on the panel, you are more than welcome to come up. Herbert, thank you so much for being here. Gabby, thank you so much for being here. Is it Uzio? Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, we're gonna ask Bart, because see, Warren slipped up on that Tatum interview, and I'm ready to bring it up right now. He said something that caught my attention, and I just want to share it with you guys to see if you heard what I heard, because I clearly heard it. Yeah. I heard it, and we're not gonna let it go. So let me pull this up, turn the music down, because I want you to hear what Warren said, and Tatum corrected him on that. Okay? Yeah, let's listen to it together. They're trying to discredit everything, but it's so important that we all get together every once in a while and continue to talk about Nolan Wells. Let me get the comments out the way, and let's get right into it. Full screen, because I want y'all to hear it. Let me turn the music down.
His car was parked at my buddy's house where we had all slept, the night before the 4th. And so the keys were left at the house because Nolan's car was at my buddy's house where we stayed at. So of course he left his keys there. But his phone, he was drinking. He didn't have his phone in the water because no one did. And there was more than just Nolan's phone that wasn't on the boat with us.
All right. Did y'all hear that? I'm gonna rewind it. He said there was more than Nolan's phone that was not on the boat with us. Did y'all hear that? Put a 1 in the chat if you heard Warren say there was more than just Nolan's phone that was not on the boat with them, right? Isn't that what he said? I'm gonna rewind it again. Listen very carefully.
Because Nolan left the phone on the boat. And when we ran in, Nolan didn't ask for his phone, and his keys were not on the boat because his car was parked at my buddy's house where we had all slept, the night before the 4th. And so the keys were left at the house because Nolan's car was at my buddy's house where we stayed at. So of course he left his keys there. But his phone, he was drinking. He didn't have his phone in the water because no one did. And there was more than just Nolan's phone that wasn't on the boat with us.
Now watch
Tatum. It was more than just Nolan's phone that was on the boat.
Yeah, we obviously.
Okay, so the Truth Gang, we believe the first account. Warren clearly said it was more than just Nolan's phone that was not on the boat with us. And then Tatum came behind him to correct his first statement, and then Warren gets back. He gets back into character, if you will, right? I'm going to play it one more time because I want to know whose phone, where Nolan's phone was if it wasn't on your boat, Warren. Was it on Bart's boat? That's my question. Was it on Bart's boat? Let's keep going. I'm going to play one more time.
We're intoxicated, and, that's kind of what a lot of us thought, but they were kind of losing it, and they were going crazy, and the mom that was with them demanded Nolan's phone because Nolan left the phone on the boat. And when we ran in, Nolan didn't ask for his phone, and his keys were not.
First of all, when you ran in, where on the water can you run in? That's the other question. When you ran in, where, Warren? Is this when y'all got back to land? When y'all really left the
stop, but they were kind of losing it, and they were going crazy, and the mom that was with them demanded Nolan's phone because Nolan left the phone on the boat. And when we ran in, Nolan didn't ask for his phone, and his keys were not on the boat because his car was parked at my buddy's house where we had all slept, the night before. And so the keys were left at the house because Nolan's car was at my buddy's house where we stayed at.
Let's be clear. I believe allegedly when he says my buddy is Bart. Allegedly, that is my belief. And I have a right to my own opinion and my belief. So this is why I've been on Bart's ass today. This is why when you go to my Facebook, I've been on Bart's ass today. Because they want us to shut up asking about Bart. No, we're not going to shut up asking Bart Edmondson questions. I'm not making an accusation. I'm asking a question. Was Nolan Wells on your boat? Let's keep going.
So, of course, he left his keys there. But his phone, he was drinking. He didn't have his phone in the water because no one did. And, there was more than just Nolan's phone that wasn't on the boat with us.
Mm-hmm. We heard it.
It was more than just Nolan's phone that was on the boat.
Yeah, we obviously had all our phones, but on the boat. But those weren't the only people. Like, Nolan wasn't the only person that left a phone on the boat. There was a lot of people that left phones on the boat, not that didn't ride out or in with us. So we there was a couple phones that we had that we didn't know who they belonged to, and my buddies got that figured out, but it wasn't just Nolan's phone that
that was
on the boat that who wasn't there. It was there was a lot of phones.
So when
right, you said it wasn't right, and then let's go to this other video. I have to find it because Officer Tatum, when we heard the audio, right, he comes out and he says, audio debunked, because we heard what we heard, right? We're going to listen to that again. We heard Bart's name. We heard Nolan's name. We heard, is he dead? All of these things we heard in the enhanced, even before the audio was enhanced, right? This is what prompted Janetta Brantley to enhance it. It's because we already heard these things prior to her enhancement, right? Right. So once that came out and we began to hear things clearly, right? Here comes Race Batum Tatum with these photos. And now let me find those photos real quick for you. They came out and tried to debunk what the videos or whatever. Well, the enhanced audio talking about, look at here, breaking news. Let me put it up for you. Just follow me, guys. Follow me. Ignore the trolls. Hopefully I have a moderator that'll come in soon. But right now, I don't have time to pay attention to them. I'm trying to cook up something. I'm trying to show you guys something. So he comes out with this breaking news, exclusive images shared of the Triton boat being towed by another boat after a viral sea tow dispatch call. Nolan Wells is confirmed to not be on board, right? These images were taken from the boat towing them. Yeah, you're right. And the boat towing them was whose boat? Bart's boat, according to Warren's boat, right? So we already heard Warren say Nolan's phone was not on their boat. The only other boat there is Bart Edmondson's boat. Am I right or am I wrong? Right there. And there's the line. It's a picture of the line where Bart's towing this boat. So my question again is, this boat right here don't mean nothing to me. You can't debunk that audio when we clearly heard. Damn it, Bart. You can't debunk it with this. You got to debunk it with Bart's boat. Show me the picture and video of Bart's boat, because allegedly that's where I think Nolan was. Let's take some comments. Are you guys following what I'm saying? Are you guys following me? Yeah, we want to ask Bart. Bart Edmondson Jr. was Nolan Wells on your boat? This is not an accusation. This is a question. And it's a valid question because Warren put you there. Warren said Nolan's phone wasn't on the boat he was on. Tatum corrected him. But if you're telling the truth, you don't need correction, right? You don't need to stutter. And there's no He got off script. So he had to be led back to script. So that's my question. All right. So let's read some comments real quick. And by the way, guys, on Facebook, thank you for being here. We can receive stars on Facebook. On YouTube, we have the option of gifts if you want to bless the channel, super chat, super stickers, and we do have a goal. That's that. I'm not going to say it again. Thank you. Hit the like button, share it live. So let's pull up this interview with Jeanette Bradley. She did with Willie D. I actually wanted to interview her, but I haven't had a chance to do that. So we'll take what we can get, right? So let's pull that up. Let's see what she has to say about what she did to the audio to enhance it. Fair use, guys. Let me make the screen bigger. I'm showing this video under the Fair Use Act. It's for educational purposes. Hi, everybody. I'm gonna skip through this.
Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. Family, I gotta first of all, straight out the gate say to all of the trolls, I need to let you know, you get no respect over here. We don't like you. We're gonna treat you just like your daddy treated you. We're gonna abandon you. That's right. The block party has officially started. You come in here acting like you ain't got no manners the way your mammy and pappy raised you, you're going to get blocked immediately.
Immediately.
I'm talking about super
Let
fast.
me get through this part.
I got my girl, China Carter, on deck, and she ready. She cocked and loaded, ready to send you back to the uncivilized themselves.
All right, let's get
joining
here.
me right now is Janetta. Hey.
Hey, shout out to Janetta.
Oh, I'm great. I'm great. I got the number one troublemaker in the country online right now. What? Look, you stirred up a wasp nest. I mean, all you was doing, I guess, was just trying to get to the truth. Just because there's a lot, as I said, there's a lot of interest in this case, and for you to take it upon yourself to go in and say, you know, I can do something about this. I want to use my skills to really listen to what's going on. When you first started cleaning that audio up, was you doing it just for self-satisfaction, or was you saying, you know, I'm gonna clean this up so the public can really like hear what's going on? Or when you cleared it up and you heard it, did you? Before you cleared it up, was you just doing it for yourself? And then once it got cleaned up, you said, you know what? I think the people need to hear this.
When I was cleaning it up, what made me clean it up is because when I heard it the first time, when I heard it that morning, I have no idea when it was released, but when I heard it that morning of the 26th on Sunday morning, I heard some things that was already standing out to me even before cleaning it. And those things that I heard was already concerning, like it was troubling what I thought I was hearing. So initially when I was cleaning it up, it was really for me to try and get clarity on some of the things that I thought that I was hearing. But once I started cleaning it and some of those things actually stood out, and I actually started realizing, like, you know, I think this is exactly what I heard. That's what made me want to put it out to just make sure I'm not tripping. Like, y'all be the judge. This is what I heard, but don't take what I'm saying as facts. Like, I want y'all to listen to and see, like, let's converse about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see what y'all think y'all are hearing. But that's where that came from.
Now, before we go any further, this is one of the questions that your detractors want to know. What qualifies you to clean up this audio and for us to trust that you know exactly what you're doing? How can we trust you with this audio enhancement?
It's what I do for a living. It's literally my profession. I have a bachelor's in music production and a master's in entertainment business. But with that bachelor's in music production from Full Sail, they also taught, audio engineering and things like that. And so today and for the past decade, I've been doing that for a living in post and TV.
There it is right there. So for every person in Troll that is trying to discredit Jeanette Brantley, you're wrong. And you're mad. And your Bart hurt. Let's keep going.
Where I clean up dialogue, I enhance and edit dialogue for a living. I do sound design. I do everything that comes within post-production work is literally what I do for a living and have been doing that for the past 10 years.
And what did you do to enhance the recording? Did you add anything?
I did not.
Simply remove the background noise?
The only thing I added was gain, and gain is to just basically enhance the volume. That's really it. Like I subtracted EQ, which is I subtracted some of the frequencies that I didn't need that was making it more difficult to hear. And I boosted some areas of the EQ, but adding anything or altering or doctoring anything, as they've been saying, is just completely false. Like I literally used VSTs or plugins that any engineer has access to, and not even just music and sound people that work in film, editors have access to the same thing. EQ, gain, compression are like the main three plugins that are typically used. And those are the main three that I used, staying completely away from AI.
Right. Now, I'm not trying to put anybody on blast, but it just appears to me that, look and listen, this is a shoe fit wear scenario now. If the shoe don't fit, you shouldn't get offended. But it just seems like to me that a lot of the hate, it ain't even just associated with the fact that you did something that could possibly point fingers at certain people. It appears to me that a lot of the hate comes from the fact that some people think that things are not authentic unless white people approve them or white people do it. I do believe.
That is a fact, guys. That is a proven fact. They do not believe that we're educated. They do not believe that we are capable. They just look at us, our skin color, and deem us as unqualified people. But history has proved that is false. That is false. If this young lady was white, it would be a different narrative out there and a different opinion. Let's keep going.
Now, I believe that if you were a white woman who presented this enhanced audio, I think that it would be more accepted by mainstream, and I think they'd be all over you. But because you are a black woman, they're trying to discredit you because they can't stand that black excellence. Yeah, they can't stand it, man. It kills them that you beat them to the punch. That's what I saw. You beat them to the punch, and you reminded them of how brilliant black people are. That's right, I said it. You reminded them of how brilliant black people are. And that underscores the fact that a lot of them fear us because they fear what we would become if we had the resources. You had the resources. Go in there and enhance that audio, and look what happened.
Facts.
This is what I want to know. I see Nancy Grace interviewing everybody. I mean, she interviewing everybody she can get her hands on. I think I saw her interviewing a dog watcher, but just anybody. She's just grabbing them, snatching them everywhere. And I'm hearing people talk, Auntie Nancy. I'm getting some feedback on your end, I think. Did you hear that? Did you hear any noise? Oh, so I'm hearing some noise on my end. Let's see if I can clean that up and stuff. I don't know see if I can get on my audio engineer cleaning. Okay, but it's still happening. I need to ask the comment section, are they hearing feedback? Are y'all hearing me fine? Are y'all hearing us fine? Because I'm getting static. Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear
Let me tell you something about this one comment right here. Grifting, you know who's grifting? The grifters are the two white boys that set up that GoSendMe account to make money off of Nolan Wells' name. Trying to claim to be the victim when it's only one victim in this case. Let's be realistic. Grifters, that is a grifter. Okay?
We're speaking about our reality. That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. And you're invading our space. Leave us alone. I don't even know why you're here. Let me tell you why you're here. You got that Austin Metcalf syndrome. And what that is you feel entitled. You feel like it is your birthright to invade the spaces of African American people. And just like Austin FAFO, you still ain't learned your damn lesson. That's a fact. All right, now let's get back into this. I'm sorry. And welcome, roll to the house. Peace of love, sir. We're gonna watch that video, then we can get into some respectful dialogue, right? This is crazy.
Let's rock with it.
You hear it? You good? I hear it too. Oh, somebody hear it? I hear it. Okay, they're hearing feedback. We can't go through it like this.
Yeah, let's try to.
Are you sure it's nothing on your end?
I don't want to watch you.
Devil trying to get us. The devil.
I'm trying to hear what you have to
devil is
say.
in the chat, y'all.
Right. I had to rebuke the devil today, and that was the Timu lawyer.
I heard you. You celebrated a birthday yesterday. Another milestone.
That is some more feedback.
Congratulations. It's always
thank you.
It's always good to make that full trip around the sun.
And I enjoy myself too. I'll take the big ones.
Let's see. I hope they get back into maybe she had to get her headphones. Let's see if this is better.
Okay, we good. Okay. Now we good. Okay. All right.
Got it.
So how do you respond to the people out there who are saying that the actual audio is fake and it's been manipulated?
Honestly, I'm trying not to respond as much, other than when I actually showed, when I put that video out of me actually showing from top to bottom how I went to YouTube, downloaded the source from there, pulled it into Logic, and just did some quick little things, quick little processing to show that I didn't do anything fraudulent. I didn't add anything extra. I didn't commit alchemy or do some type of magic. Like I did what anybody can do. And so at this point, it's like their own biases, and they're just doing what they do best. People are peopling.
Yeah.
Facts.
I ain't gonna lie. Being an artist, I'm not as skilled as you are with audio engineering and cleaning up stuff like that. But I got enough skills to, if I had thought about that, I would have went in and tried to do it. I would have went in. I was like, "Oh, that was brilliant of you to actually, like, with all of the thousands of people who are engineers out there. Like, it's like nobody either bothered, or they said or they said that or they didn't think about it. But you had the presence of mind to not think about it, just think about it, but also act on it. And when you did, boy, you talk about stirring the pot. Now, I asked you about Nancy Grace. That's where we got, we started sound started breaking up. But going back to Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace has interviewed everybody she can think of.
Shout out to Nancy.
And what I want to know is, have you received any communication from her? Has anybody from her team reached out to you?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So what's going on with that? Are you talking to them? Or you already did it?
I will be talking to them. Yes.
Okay, well, that's good. Well, okay, I won't belabor that then. I'll get on off the gas because I'm like, because I'm like, anybody reporting on this, anybody who's serious about getting some answers, if they're not reaching out to you, they ain't serious. I can't take them seriously. And that's including the investigators. Has any investigators reached out to you? Anybody from the Ocean Springs Police Department?
No.
Anybody from the FBI?
No.
See, I can't take them seriously. Like, if they're not reaching out to you, I cannot take them seriously.
In part, I feel like there's really no need to reach out to me because what I have access to is they have access to. And not only that, they have way better equipment than I do. The FBI, they actually have audio analysts that can do what they're supposed to do. And so there's really no need to reach out to somebody that I took it up on myself because I wanted to hear what I thought I was hearing and I just wanted clarity on it. But what I did and what I have, they can do themselves. And so that could be part of the reason why I haven't been reached out to them. I haven't been reached out. That's
a good point. That's a very good point. I like your spirit.
Thank you.
I like your spirit. I like your spirit. You're an extremely humble, yet skilled person at what you do. It's very difficult to find that balance. I like you,
Thank you.
Okay, so when we look at how this audio has affected people's temperaments, some people have came for you. They come for your family. They're trying to put you on blast. They're trying to dox you. How has this affected your family and your life?
It's a bit overwhelming, but it doesn't stop the fight. Like we all know, a hit dog will holler, and to me, it seems like something was thrown and multiple dogs was hit at this point. And at this point, I can't do nothing about how they react. Like I said, the audio was already released, and so if anybody should be mad, they should be mad at the CETO company and MDMR who put it out there. Everybody had heard it. Even before I cleaned it up, there's been hundreds, if not thousands, of people telling me, I heard some of the same things too, even before you cleaned it. And some of the things that they didn't hear at first, maybe be like 2 or 3 things that I brought more to the forefront. But the super majority all agreed that they were hearing these things, even in the original audio. So that being that, and then on top of that, I think from a psychological standpoint, like behavioral psychology, it's if you're going to attack someone over seeking justice, that says a lot to your character. Because Absolutely. I didn't do nothing wrong, although something wrong has been done. And the reason why myself and others are acting out on it is because we're seeking justice. We want to figure out what happened, what was done wrong, why is this person no longer here? And so I kind of let them do what they do. I kind of let the hate pile up because ultimately I'm working on my end to make sure that I'm moving in accordance to who I am and standing true to what I know to be true to self. And I don't want to say too much, but at the end of the day, just me and my wife, we are taking it easy while also responding to the misinformation and correcting what we can correct in the meantime, while still trying to figure out what happened to Nolan.
Right. You said that there was 2 or 3 things that you hadn't heard prior to cleaning it up. What were those 2 or 3 things that you hadn't heard?
Can we cover it up? I didn't hear that as clear as I did at first. Damn it, Bart. Nolan's really dead now. And everybody that's on this boat is, I think he said everybody that's on this boat is fucked, if I'm being honest. But that, and it took for my wife to help me really bring that out. Like, you know, he's saying something and he's saying it with his chest. Because at this point, either that's a intimidation tactic or it's a way of letting everybody on the boat know that we're all in this. So everybody is aware of something. And that's without me, you know, placing blame or guilt on a single person. That's just me being aware that they are aware of something happening.
And when you're hearing this, what's going through your mind? When you first hear this, like, what's going through your mind?
I had a bit of mixed emotions and reactions in that moment, honestly. And that's what took me so long. It wasn't the process of cleaning it and enhancing it, because that's actually pretty quick. Like I do that every day. But it was what I was hearing. A lot of people think that I did it to point the fingers or to blame the friends, which that was never my stance. And I never even made any statements alluding to I'm blaming the white friends as it's being said about me. I literally did what
Looks like they froze up a little bit. We can't hear you, sister. You're muted. You're muted, sister.
Sorry about that. Everybody is all up in a frenzy because we're just asking one question. And that question is, what happened to Nolan Wells? We have not one time, at least nobody that's in the Truth Gang, had not one time said or accused those boys of doing anything. We have questions for Bart. We have questions for Wyatt. We have questions for Jax. We have questions for Warren. We have questions for everybody that was on those boats. That's it.
The issue is that we have questions. The issue is that we are not willing to accept what they tell us right off the bat. They are accustomed to their word or their intention being received as default for everybody or as general for everybody.
I agree. And guys, I'm doing my best to try to get the people out that are being disrespectful and trying to interrupt our live, because we won't stop. And then Bart's dad and his Timu lawyer comes out, you know, with a tactic to try to scare us. We're not scared, because you can't sue me if I'm not accusing you, and if I'm not defaming you, and if I'm only asking valid questions. And that's what we do on this channel. Bart, was Nolan Wells on your boat? Let's get back into it. And we got some other clips I want to get into as well.
What I did just to hear further what was going on in the background. I wasn't doing it intentionally to go try and find something, because that's completely out of my league. I'm not an investigator. I'm not a detective. I'm not in that lane. I'm an audio engineer, and by profession, I am trained to literally listen for noise, clean up noise, enhance dialogue, clean dialogue. And so my mind, as I'm sitting there, I'm doing what I do on a day-to-day basis. And so when I heard certain things, it started feeling like you're watching a movie and your favorite character, you see the antagonist is setting up your favorite character, and now they about to get got. Hearing some of those things, it hurt. I wasn't expecting to hear a female voice. Can we cover it up? Yeah, I thought all about that. Like, I remember, like, my mind was like, wait a minute.
Imagine being this young lady and she's doing her profession. Something. Go ahead.
Wait, she said she wasn't prepared to hear a female voice.
Right.
Those are feminist overtones right there.
Yeah. Listen, No one said anything about a female being in the group, right? When we first heard about the story, no one mentioned a female on the boats. So this is probably what gave her the shock factor.
But you see all those pilgrims out there, you have to assume that some of their women to be with them, because we know how pilgrims get on boats. Black people, you know what I'm saying, copy them. When pilgrims get on boats, that's when the coke come out, that's when the tits come out.
Right. So
coke on tits come from pilgrim on boats originally.
Right. So when they're withholding the info, right? When they were holding information, Truth Gang, then of course our shock factor is going to go off, right? And I agree with what you said. I agree with you. They're not telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Right. They're holding back so much information that we have no other choice but to ask questions. And we will continue.
There are holes in the whole thing, and they don't want you to inquire about none of the voids, which is weird.
They're trying to put gag orders on people and sue people for defamation and act like we can't say.
Come see me, North Dallas. What's up? Come see me. I'm your Huckleberry.
Listen, trying to sue people, fear, interfere and stuff like that. Nobody's paying attention to that. Let's keep going.
Wait a minute, what? I must have I looped it and played it so many times. Like, am I hearing it? Like, I can't believe it was like a bit of, I can't believe I'm hearing this. And am I hearing this? Trying to trick myself out of not wanting to believe that that's what I was hearing. And that to me is the I guess the craziest part of this whole ordeal, because where the hate is coming from, they really think I did that to try and set these friends up. But it's like, no, I did that to just, like I said, bring awareness to what was happening in the background, because I was shocked that nobody else had really made note of that, or it hadn't been mentioned to the public that that file was being investigated or looked into. So yeah, hearing those things, it disturbed me. It was mentally and emotionally taxing. I had to take my headphones off and take a break from it a few times. And that's why the first time I originally released only 37 seconds of it, because I was just out of disbelief. And that's why I stopped that. Damn it, Bart, Nolan's really dead now. Because at that point, that name was brand new to me. I asked my wife, like, who was Bart?
Right.
Where did this name and where did this person come from?
So Bart's mad because Warren brought his name up, and then we heard the recording. Let me bring up the recording while we're talking about it to kind of refresh your memory on this. Just give me a moment. Let me find it. Appreciate your patience.
Bart, damn it, Bart, damn it.
That's exactly what it says. And that's what Bart is saying right now. Damn it, Warren. That's what Bart's saying. Damn it, Warren. That's what he's saying right now. Because see, I don't understand why Bart mad at us. We're not the one who brought his name up. Why are you mad at us?
Yeah, because we mentioned it's like, all right, motherfucker, stay out the mix, Bart.
Right. Nobody knew about you. Like nobody. Only time that we knew about you is when Warren brought your name up. Sorry. Be mad at Warren. Do not be mad at us. So let's listen to this call real quick. We're gonna listen to the call, and then we'll get back to the interview. Well, we may go to a different interview. So let's pull this up and let's listen to it. I don't care that the recording has what she perceived on it. She already explained that. Close your eyes. How about that? She told you to do that anyway.
Okay, so before I play this, I want to quickly explain what I did, what you're looking at on the screen, and why I chose to approach this audio the way that I did. As a professional audio engineer with experience in dialogue editing, dialogue cleanup, sound design, and post-production, I decided to work on that CTO call using traditional audio processing techniques rather than relying on any AI voice separation or AI enhancement. My goal was pretty much to preserve as much of the original recording as possible while making the quieter dialogue and background audio easier to hear. So I basically used techniques such as subtractive EQ, compression, gain adjustments, noise reduction, frequency isolation, and other traditional processing methods. So what I did was I separated Vicky, the sea tow dispatcher, from Warren and the audio originating from the boat so that I can concentrate more closely on what was happening behind and around Warren, pretty much on the boat. And I specifically chose not to rely on AI because aggressive AI enhancements and voice isolation tools can sometimes introduce artifacts and distort the speech or create ambiguity around the sounds that were originally present. And for something this serious, I wanted my processing to remain as conservative as possible. You'll also notice time code and dialogue written on the side of the screen and pop up during each segment. That dialogue represents what I personally hear as an audio engineer while processing and repeatedly reviewing these sections. I'm pretty much providing it as a listening reference, not as a declaration that my interpretation is the only possible interpretation. And that's important. I want you to listen for yourself, use headphones if you have them, listen closely, and decide with your own ears what you believe is being said. You can also return to the original unprocessed recording and compare directly with what you're hearing here. You'll also notice that my time code may not match the regular timestamp on the original uploaded video. And that's because I'm working inside a professional post-production timeline, a digital audio workstation, basically using SMPTE time code, which in film, that's displayed in hours, minutes, seconds, and frames. Film and TV timelines are completely different from timestamps that you see when you're watching regular videos or when you're watching a movie and you hit pause. So basically the time code on the screen is there to identify the precise location within my working session, not to represent the elapsed timestamp displayed by the original video player. And I hope that makes sense.
It does make sense.
First video, I'm sharing only approximately 37 seconds of the call. I originally intended to continue much further, but once I separated the dispatcher from the boat and started concentrating exclusively on the background dialogue, what I believed I was hearing became extremely difficult for me to process emotionally, and I needed to take a mental break. But I wanted to release this portion because some of the details that stood out most to me occur very early in the call, like right at the top of the call. And so I'm gonna let the audio play, read my transcription if you want to reference, but don't allow it to determine what you hear. I want you to listen first, listen again, compare it with the original recording, and then judge it with your own ears. I hope this breakdown helps.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership. Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Okay, so Bart, that's how your name got into this.
Bart.
Right there. Damn it, Bart.
Bart.
It's how your name got into this. Okay, go ahead and sue, because I definitely want to ask, was Nolan on your boat? Because Warren said that, his phone wasn't on his boat. And then Officer Tatum, he released photos of the boat that Warren was on. Well, we want to see your boat. So there's no accusations. It's only questions. Was Nolan Wells on
Bart's
your boat? Damn it, Bart.
Damn it.
Nolan, don't die.
We heard that. That's what we heard.
All of that.
Yeah.
All of that. And they hear it too.
They got to. But the thing,
Right.
the issue is that it's about us.
And
for some reason, I think what it is that we've been made into some form of, it's almost like we're a dead people that left a very enriched history, and they can pick off of that and glean off of that and do what they want, but they don't have to acknowledge the living legend that is us. They don't want to have to acknowledge our humanity. The thing is, before it's made racial, why don't y'all look at it like this? You would want transparency if anybody else was involved. matter if it's a black person. It's Nolan. The reason why we're paying attention to it because we're connected to all of this culture and the historical unfinished business connected to it, and it's Mississippi. God damn. In the words of Mama Simone. You know what I mean?
The Dixie Mafia.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like people don't understand that our relationship with this whole nation has been nowhere near objective as they believe theirs to be.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, we'll say unfortunately, whatever, we got some form of a unintentional vendetta.
I mean, I agree, bro.
With these other folks.
Right.
And everybody's for their side.
Right. It's always our fault, right? I every day I see comments, and we're going to get into this next clip because it's an interview with the parents that was done with Don Lennon when they were on their way to Ohio. And this is when the mom kind of semi-addressed Tatum, but didn't address Tatum. And I really highly respect her for that. But I don't know why they're so intimidated by us, right? If they just get to know us, they would know that we're probably one of the most loving people in the whole nation. Most forgiving, to be honest. To be honest.
They got to get through that majesty, though. We got way too much majesty and way too much frightening potential for them to see that love and see all that other soft shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's behind it.
They have this fake delusion that all black people are bad people or hateful people without acknowledging within their own race that there are also the same type of individuals that are in our race, because those type of individuals, they exist in every race.
Who do they believe those hateful black people are hateful of, though? Who do you believe those hateful black people are hateful of?
Good question. And who created them? Oppression.
Well, no. Even they're not going to acknowledge the source. I want to know who they believe the hateful black people's intention of hate is toward.
That's a good question.
Who? Because I don't see black people hating nobody but black people.
Come on.
To the point where it causes alarm. You don't see black people hating pilgrims where it causes alarm, no matter how valid that may be. You don't see it with Asians. You don't see it with Arabs. Let's say who else is here participating as a we American with us. You don't see black people as a culture hating on people. So who are these people that think that we hate them?
Right. What I don't also see is when a black person unalives a white person, you don't see us in their comments making light of it and making fun of it. This is what they do to us, right?
Yeah.
And then deflect and the gaslighting tactics is diabolical. So I agree with you, my brother.
Well, they hate us. So that's the thing. I think we've never wanted to accept that they hate us.
They hate us.
I don't want to accept that.
That's true. Because I don't hate them at all.
Even though we got all validation and all practicality to do so, and I've been waiting for 40 years for black people to do it, y'all ain't gonna do it. Y'all ain't gonna ever hate them.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. I got some beautiful white friends. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's a big hit.
Not gonna lie. I do.
But you are the black people that gets the most flack from these Peckerwoods, not those of us who will openly carry a hate for them. The millions and millions of you who try to do the Christian thing with them, the American thing with them, the citizen thing with them.
That's the God complex.
Is that what white means to them? White means God to them?
I don't know about them. I'm talking about that's the God complex in us. That's just who we are. That's how we were created.
Kind of toxically cosmic, if you ask me.
Well, it's okay to have a different opinion. You know what I mean? Actually, it's very healthy, in my opinion, to have difference of opinion, long as it stays respectful. But I definitely get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I have not gotten there when it comes to white people.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
I don't hate them. I actually feel sorry for them, because that hate that they harbor against us has to be very, very, very miserable.
You would think
an entire race.
Yeah.
Think of the turmoil the turmoil. Let me slow down.
The pressure
That they feel on a daily basis, the energy they put into hating an entire race of people, and don't even know why they hate us.
But you got to remember, they are also of the conscious where they could sell a whole nother family, do whatever, all kind of sick, demented, demonic stuff to a whole nother family, and sleep like a baby.
Right.
Let
me address this. Right. It's crazy work, right? Let me address this comment, and then we're going to get into this clip, okay? And then we can talk some more. I'm loving it. And then, guys, towards the end of the show, after all the clips, we will have an open panel. So if you have anything, any input that you would like to come up and say that's not trollish, because if you troll, I'm going to drop your ass down just like that. I'm just being honest. But why are you people killing each other at a high rate? Scrady, you guys kill each other too. You guys kill each other at a high rate.
Everybody kills within proximity. That's how that goes. Right. If you don't understand that, then you don't understand human beings.
Right. That's like you calling the kettle black right there. And what does that have to do with this? What does that question, that trollish question, have to do with this stream? Nothing. You see, the deflection, that's what I'm talking about. You just did it. That's deflecting. Because we're talking about Nolan Wells. Okay? Let's get into the clip, okay, guys?
Do it.
Let's pull it up. And let me make sure. All right. Yep, we're to the side. Let's just play this real quick.
Breaking news, the autopsy from Mississippi is in. And so what does that mean? When do you find out? Have you heard anything from them?
We were made aware that the autopsy was complete. And because media started calling us, and I know the district attorney's office have reached out to the family, but we did not get a chance to talk to them before the news told us the autopsy was complete. We are scheduled to have a meeting with the district attorney's office next week. Whether that means they're going to reveal the autopsy results is unknown to us, but we're certainly going to inquire because, we have been begging for transparency the whole way, and we've tried to be very transparent with them, and we hope that they will be transparent with us, especially his family.
Yeah. So Ben, can they not release information to you? Because I know that, explain the process, because it goes to a grand jury. Now, do you know if they're going to be transparent with you or you don't, and how much you think they can or will reveal?
Well, I think they can. They can do what they want. We do cases all across America, and the district attorney and the governmental authorities have the authority to release information as they so deem to release it. Don Lemon, they could be transparent, or they can say, well, we're not going to release anything until the grand jury. And then that means we don't know when we're going to see it, because nobody knows when they're going to conclude their report. And in George Floyd and Breonna Taylor cases like that, where you had governmental authorities trying to be transparent, they would release information to try to build public trust. What are they going to do in Mississippi? We do not know if they're going to release it. They may say, we're not going to release anything at all until the grand jury, and the grand jury might convene. You just never know.
You said the grand jury might convene. You cut out for a second, Ben.
They can convene anytime the district attorney's office says that we've completed our investigation. It's all up to them. It could be next week. It could be 2 or 3 months. We have no control over when the grand jury is convened and when the district attorney decides to release information.
Why did it take Mississippi so long to present these results? Yeah. And do you know why they've been so quiet?
Yeah, that's race.
I don't want to speculate. I know oftentimes they would offer that they're waiting for a toxicology report.
Come on.
So why it took as long as it did, but we hope that they will be transparent with us, because as Dr. Mitchell, who conducted the independent autopsy at the behest of the family, Don Lemon, articulated, he shared that he would not be able to tell if the airways were obstructed, if the lungs were filled with water, because by the time he got Nolan's body, the organs had already been dissected. And so he would have to depend on the observations of the state medical examiner, who would have gotten Nolan's body immediately once they recovered it.
I want to ask you, so that's the only way that you're going to know if the independent autopsy and the state autopsy, if they indeed match up with each other. So two questions. That's the only way you're going to know. So one would think that they'd have to be transparent, or at least they'd want to, so that you can combine the two, because they'd want to get to the bottom of it. If there's some discrepancy with one or the other, that can be really, beneficial to finding out what happened to Nolan. And so what happens if the results in Mississippi don't align with the evidence shown so far? That's that's a big deal.
Yeah, and oftentimes, Don, you do find that you have differences in autopsies. I know I've handled several cases where the state medical examiner concludes one thing and an independent medical examiner concludes another. And then you have to put it before a grand jury and they decide. Or even more profound, the matter then goes to an actual jury trial in whether it's criminal proceeding or not, or civil proceeding. And so it really is about what you said, trying to be transparent with one another and seeing if we can figure out why you get these conclusions. And remember this, Don, autopsy is not the end all. It's still other factors that are important as well. Remember, Dr. Roger Mitchell said, even if the conclusion is he died from a drowning, then the questions become, what was the condition of his body before he entered the water? Was he conscious or was he unconscious? Was he forced into the water, or was he not forced into the water? So all of these become very important variables as you look at it. And I'm saying this, and I'm here with Christine and Elmore as we go to Cincinnati, Ohio, to speak to a lot of young people, high school students and so forth, at the Omega Conclave convention. I'm sensitive. We're talking about autopsy, and I know this gets a little emotional.
Well, that's what I want to ask Miss Christine, who's there, and Mr. Elmore there as well.
What is the factor of caution, or one of the many factors of caution, that a Black youth could receive from this?
Explain a little bit more.
Like, they're going to talk to the youth to tell them what? I don't know. The thing is, the only thing you could tell Black youth is that, one, don't be a token. Don't be the only nigga watching, motherfucker, cause you serious. I mean, again, you got white folks telling this on TikTok and to the whole of the world and everything. Don't be the only minority amongst us. Not saying that something lethal would occur, but they know that for some reason, there's going to be some form of a lessening of value unto your person. Potentially there could be, when you're the only one of us amongst them.
This is history. History has proven it over and over again. Look at Daniel Irving, who went on a fishing trip back in April with his 2 white associates.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even call them friends, and then something happened. He drowned, and then they destroyed evidence. They destroyed his clothes. They took his phone. They didn't go to his parents' house. They didn't notify mom that he had drowned. They went to school the very next day. So you're right. Unfortunately, that's something that we have to do. We have to educate our young men and women to be careful, right? I mean, like you said, don't go by yourself. Don't be the only one. Maybe pass.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, but the whole thing is that tells you to cultural issue. That's why I bring up in the equivalency. There's no equivalency where any white person would have to look after themselves in their life if they're around a whole group of well-to-do black people simply because they were white. That don't make no sense. That is a reality, you know what I'm saying, on the other flip side of the coin.
That is our reality, and it's unfortunate. I had to actually immediately have this conversation with my boys. Immediately had this conversation, because in our culture, believe it or not, you go with them, you come back with them. We don't leave our friends behind. And what's sad is they don't understand that. They literally cannot comprehend what we're saying when we explain that is our pact, right? If I'm going on a trip with somebody, I'm not leaving them behind. No matter what, if I had to camp out with
we go together.
Listen, hypothetically, if he did decide to stay, I don't believe it not one bit, but let's just play their game. If I was there and Nolan decided to stay on the island, guess who would have been on the island with Nolan?
You.
Me.
Yeah.
Me. I would never leave my brother or my friend behind, especially in a circumstance where he had no for sure way back. He had no phone.
Facts.
And you said he was drinking.
Yeah.
So
ain't your homie? Ain't he your homie? Ain't you looking out for your homie? Ain't you looking out for your friend? Or if they say the N-word, potentially they of the white group that'll say the N-word, trying to join in the fakery and some wannabe shit. All right, ain't he your N-word? Don't you look after him?
Listen, it is the exact same scenario. They're saying that Nolan was wasted. Isn't that what Tatum said? They said that he was drunk. Okay, it is the same scenario of being or driving drunk. Exactly. I'm not going to allow my friend to drive drunk.
Yeah.
It's equivalent to that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow my friend to remain on a remote island with no for sure way back drunk. So either way it goes, your explanations don't make no sense. And somebody needs to go to jail for something.
The friendship must mean something different amongst them than it does with us culturally.
Exactly. All right, guys, let's finish this one up. I'm sorry if we're talking too much, but that's what this is for. The panel's open. Not to the trolls, of course, but people that want to have respectful dialogue that means something. You don't even have to agree with us. The last guest I had the other day, I forgot his name, but he was so sweet. But he didn't necessarily agree, right? But he stayed respectful. That's all you got to do. Okay, let's get back into it so we can wrap this clip up. I wanted just to get through this part.
Miss Christine, thank you so much.
I'm gonna hand the phone to Christine.
Okay. I know that it's difficult for you to listen to this, and I was keenly aware that you're in the background and you're having to deal with this. I wrote something this morning in my newsletter, and I said that, you have been wanting transparency around this. First of all, good morning. Thank you for joining us. But you have been wanting transparency around this. But hearing the actual words and the results or whatever, that is extremely difficult. You want transparency, but then to be able to hear it is heart-wrenching. It's really a double-edged sword.
It is. And honestly, it's one of those things when we're sitting in it, because we have not been able to fully grieve, right? So there's a bit of disassociation that occurs. And I too have to just always take a moment to step back and be like, okay, however it goes, right? Like it has to, in some way, like it has to be accepted. But again, I can't fully accept the answers and things that were told to us at the beginning because it was too soon. There was no investigation. Stories did not align. And so for people to say, hey, you know, why can't you just accept it as a drowning and be done? And those things that have occurred. But, you know, that's why we needed that independent autopsy. We needed to make sure that whatever was found was true. But of course, when you don't have the complete picture, that also, you know, kind of makes you question even more, like, what exactly are we dealing with? And we need that. Like my husband and I, our family, we need those questions answered.
When you got the news that the autopsy for the state autopsy was done, what went through what was that like for you? What did you think?
I said, oh, wow. But then again, you know, like Attorney Crump said, the DA did reach out. Actually, I had texted the victim's advocate, Amanda, saying, hey, were there any updates for the autopsy? I know the coroner told us it takes about 2 to 3 weeks for the toxicology report to come back, which I know that was kind of the main thing they were stressing. And so then I think that afternoon, so today is what? So I think that was maybe a day or two ago, the DA had called and I missed the call. And by the time I saw it, it was too late and I wasn't going to call her at 9 o'clock because I've had to change the settings on my phones because of the harassing phone calls I've been getting.
I want to talk to you about all of that. But
how they going to harass her?
Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. They have made 2 arrests. 2 arrests because allegedly Judge Ashley Cole, the one that came out with her statements, shut down social medias, put gag orders, allegedly received threats. They arrested 2 people. Did you not just hear that she's been harassed as well? And they've also said that they've been threatened. Where are the people that have been harassing and threatening the actual victim's family? Why have there not been any arrest?
Arrest of them. Yeah.
Of them.
Yeah. Why would they harass them? But
these
again,
people,
that's a culture.
It is. They're harassing them only because they won't accept their son just drowned. Because nobody said that. We don't even know the results of the autopsy. So the drowning narrative, I don't even know where you got it from. Is it from when the sheriff originally came out and said it looks like a simple drowning? Looks like, it's not facts. That's speculation.
Well, if his friends would have stated to that from the jump in their transparency that they brought forth, then it wouldn't have been we still probably would suspect it, but it would have been more receptivity toward it. It looked suspect from the jump, and the issue is that we called it out. Yes. They say it's not how you say it, but it's not what you say, but how you say it. Nah, that's bullshit. It's what you say is how you say it, and it's that you say it at all. They had a problem that we spoke up and called it out for as janky as it looked. Exactly. It was a terrible lie. I'm gonna just let all y'all know it was a terrible lie.
Yes.
Yeah. Lie better.
And here's the reason. Why do we even have to ask that question? I mean, even after the autopsy is complete, we still have to ask what happened to Nolan.
Yeah.
Like, it's plenty of cases, like 95% of cases, that authorities will come out and say, oh, the preliminary findings pending toxicology reports is drowning or gunshot wound or stab wound. Yeah. Sealed lips. Why is it sealed? What's the secret? And and they want to ask why we're talking about this every day, how about you tell us what the hell happened to Nolan Wells? Because you knew what happened to Nolan Wells when you did the autopsy pending toxicology.
Just accept it, nigga. Be quiet.
Cause of death is what we want. What causes death? Manner of death, you know now, but you didn't know that when you knew the cause of death.
Yeah.
Cause of death, you knew. But now we have to wait months, 8 weeks. We'll get into that for a grand jury. And if they don't figure it out during these 8 weeks that started in July, then guess what? It starts over and reconvenes in October. So you're sealing autopsy reports. You're sealing evidence. If it was a simple drowning, none of that would have been sealed. What do you think?
If it was a simple drowning, they would have, I think that would have been more transparent from the jump.
Absolutely.
Because there's nothing to cover up with a simple drowning.
Right.
There's nothing to cover up. They could have put, and look, even if they would have screwed over the toxicology report, that would have been their window for them to utilize that as the cause, right? Oh, then they could have said, yo, Nolan was a part here. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
He's doing a little coke off white bitch titties. He got drunk. It is what it is. And, you know, he succumbed to the party. All right, then say that. They didn't even go there.
They didn't even go there. Because
truth went there and still made that look bad simply because they wanted to slant his blackness. You know, y'all could have did that, but y'all messed up y'all window of opportunity that you had.
Right.
And now you got busted.
Right.
And now Sherlock Negro, for all you Peckerwoods in the chat talking shit, what it do? Yada yada yada.
Okay, so I see why his name is Rogue. I see why his name is Rogue. Listen, I'm Auntie Leah. I'm the sweeter one. I mean, I'll get in your ass. Don't get me wrong. And repent later. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like as wrong. Right, I'll repent later. Yeah, God, dog, I'm already forgiven. I'll get in your ass.
You know your
don't
heart.
piss me off, right?
You know your heart.
I love y'all, but I'll get in your ass. Don't play with me. But Rogue is Rogue, okay? And I love every bit of it. He reminds me of one of my previous panel members, J9. That's my nephew. That's who he remind me of. But yes, let's get back into this interview.
Just one more thing before we go into that. I just spoke with Ben about transparency. What are you hoping from Mississippi, whoever's releasing this information, whether it be the medical examiner's office, the state, or the DA? What would you like from them? You want to hear everything, I'm sure.
I would like for everyone to just do their job. I would like for everyone to treat this as if this was their child or their family member and give us the same honesty, transparency, and respect that they would expect for them or their family.
Amen. Exactly. Now, can we talk about the other stuff? You went there, so I feel like I can go there because I've been bothered by it. We've been reporting on it. It's disgusting. I'm going to start with one thing, and then I'll talk about the harassment of you, and especially as a mother and then as a medical professional, and I know you take your profession very seriously when you said, I love everybody. Black, white, red, green, it does not matter. So do not get that wrong. And you've always had really good reviews. But I want to talk about this blaming the victim and smearing the victim. The reports that we've been hearing, no, Nolan was drinking, he was doing this, he was doing that. Why? You know, I guess we know why they're doing it, but I want to know what your assessment is, how you feel about that, because even, let's just say that he was, I'm not saying that he was, let's just saying that whatever he was doing, that doesn't mean that you have to die. Then that doesn't mean he was the only one.
Exactly.
And what do you think young people do? On my senior trip, I was, out there, right? So I'm just saying, kids have fun. So what does that have to do with anything? That's what I don't understand. What's your assessment on this?
Honestly, I feel like that is a way, which we've seen this before, right? Pattern recognition. We've seen this where things have happened, especially when we talk about the Black community. And, after the death, it's a smear campaign. It's, what can we find out about this person? What can we say? And, that's something, my family and I, especially my husband and I, we definitely do not appreciate. But, we can't fight everyone that wants to have an opinion. But also, too, it's part of society that has been allowed to occur, which is it's gut-wrenching at best. Because if you were in our situation, you know, how would you feel if there were millions of people who are saying, oh, hey, well, you know, he was at an island, he was heavily drunk. And again, even with the drinking, there are so many conflicting stories, only because I have spoken with adults who knew Nolan very well, coaches that were out there. One in particular, I think he told me he saw Nolan somewhere between like 2:45 and 3:30. He was like, Christine, yeah, we talked for a while. We talked about college. We talked about his life, his plans. And he was like, he was perfectly fine. Because I think it had bothered him too, that there was this narrative of, oh, he was sloppy drunk. Like that's, and it started at the very beginning. It was, oh, he was sloppy drunk. And I'm like, but was he though? Or is this a narrative that you guys want to use to kind of have us just accept that it was a drowning?
Are you prepared for whatever it is? I know that's tough, and you know that's a yes and no question.
Honestly, it's hard to be prepared in any way with the way we have been thrusted onto the national stage and just kind of everything. And it's going to take a long time. So even, you know, God willing, when we do get honest, transparent answers, right? Even when we get those answers, it's still going to take a moment, not even a moment. It's still going to take a while for us to digest and really accept that. Because again, and this is just me now speaking from a medical standpoint, we're kind of stuck in one of the stages of grief because we don't have answers. And that's the thing people don't understand. Everyone grieves differently. You hit those stages of grief at different times, and sometimes you feel like they might go on at the same time. But right now we're kind of just stuck and we can't move forward because we don't have answers.
So when you talk about all the things that have been spread, there is this officer, I hate mentioning his name, a former officer who is a far right wing, who's been doing the interviews and has been saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on Brandon Tatum. No.
I respect that. And that's the right answer for everybody, I believe. And I feel like, because I mentioned him, I'm like, why did I even mention him? Because he doesn't deserve a platform.
No,
because you're messy. Trying to be messy.
Let's talk about the people, the young men that he's been interviewing. They're saying they're his best friends. Some of them you said that you don't know. One of them even said, "Oh, Nolan would be outraged by the way his parents are handling this." And I'm like, "Wait, what? Like, why on earth would somebody go on and say that about a grieving family?"
Again, distraction. We're not even going to address them or that man. We only want the truth. Again, at the end of the day, I'm going to say it like I've been saying it. The only question we have is what happened to Nolan. That's what we need to know. That's it. That's all.
Dad, you've been here. We saw you yesterday with not only speaking up for your son, but for others as well who have been involved in mysterious deaths. That was a very emotional moment for you. And the vulnerability I saw there. What do you want to say to folks who are your wife is getting, threats. She's being harassed. Those families have been treated like they're a nuisance by police departments, according to the reporting. What do you want to say to America about this?
Like my wife said, just from a parent standpoint, we just want to know what happened. We want a fair and thorough investigation, just like the other families. Because we hurt just like them. If this was their children, they would want to know. They would want to go to every resource they can get to the ends of the world to find out what happened. So then that's all we're doing. We're not accusing anyone. We just want to know what happened to our son because it doesn't add up. Times don't add up, stories don't add up, and it just doesn't. So we just want a fair and thorough investigation so we can grieve properly because we can't, because there are so many answers, but so many questions that are not answered.
I don't know if you want to respond to this, or Ben or Christine. The father of one of the young men who's been speaking out is put up a $50,000 reward reported.
One of these things that get me with this is I notice that every time that this happened, and I've been watching this since I was a little kid. Every time this happened, you watch the black people have to handle this like it's a fucking board meeting. No passion, none of that depth of expression of humanity. It sounds like it's always some type of press conference, and you have to, you know what I'm saying, step on your words, you know what I'm saying, lightly, while your loved one is over here dead in the motherfucker.
You become...
And you got others out of pocket about it. Not only are, you know what I'm saying, okay, it'd be different if you know, people were unempathetic. You got people out of pocket about it. That's one thing I don't like. I don't like seeing that. I've been seeing that forever and a day. And it's like every time that it happens, I watch the black people involved, and they go about it in a way to as not to offend white people.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if they ain't blaming nobody or whatever, the way that they go about it, it's that same thing. All you black people listening to me, y'all do that. Y'all don't even understand that y'all do that shit. That
it's the God complex.
Is it a God complex? Because if you kill anybody in my family, you're gonna get my passion and wrath. You're gonna get my soul for wrath. If anything, if I don't take your motherfucking carotid and open it up, you're gonna at least feel me.
I understand what you're saying.
You're gonna feel me.
I'm not trying to minimize your passion about this at all. What I mean is, we are the original people. Adam was a black man. I said what I said. Eve was a black woman. You know how I know that? It's because we are the only race in history on this earth that is able to produce all races. So a direct communication between man and God was a black man. We were there. Okay, it wasn't until the Tower of Babel that all these different, when they tried, you know, when they tried to build a tower to heaven to get to the third heaven where God's throne was, that God destroyed the tower and split nations.
I can respect that, but what about the people now? I can respect that. Then what you talking contemporary times though?
No, what I'm saying is that it's just in us. Love is just instilled in us, and there are some like yourself who I highly respect, right? I'm not gonna minimize how you feel, but some of us, and I'm one of them, and it's really fun to have a panel that doesn't always agree on everything, you know, certain things. It's fun to me because I can't help myself. I just love people. That's just who I am. And it ain't even about Christianity to me. It's not. It is about my direct personal relationship with the Most High God. That's who it's about. It's not a label on me and on a lot of black people, because we got that direct. We the chosen people.
But wait a minute. Is it love when you capitulate or seemingly capitulate? Not saying you, but you know what I'm saying, the black people who undergo these unfortunate situations as they may.
It is love. It is.
It is love. It's not capitulation. It's not, because anything else you can see all kind of passion, all kind of vibes, all kind of frequency on us. We are the reason why everybody else know how to get live. But when things like this happen, we can't stay live with it. I don't get that, because I'm gonna be funky until the casket closes. Not just around my folks. I'm funky around foreigners. I'm funky around foes. I'm gonna be funky around everybody. And when they get out of pocket, they get out of pocket, and you live it as if it is out of pocket, not just some political thing that you gotta handle on the boardroom.
It's okay that, brother, it's okay that you're there. I get it. You've had enough.
No, most black people are there though. I'm 47. Every time I've looked at the news and something like this done happen, this is the energy that you get from black people.
I'm
you
52.
Tell me that's love?
I'm 52. And I'm telling you that I don't hate nobody. I'm not.
You don't have to hate them. You don't have to hate them. I'm not saying it's not an either or. You don't have to hate these motherfuckers. You just show enough of your passion for your own to where they don't matter. They don't even matter. It's the way that they make themselves matter that make them matter to the point to where you might hate these fucking devils. Nobody's saying to hate them.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But you gotta understand everybody's not the same. We're just not.
I'm talking culture. It's not individual to individual. I'm seeing culture. I'm seeing the response that I saw with Nolan Wells. I'm seeing the very same culture and the same shit that my parents said that they had to deal with the white adults that hated them. And we seeing this out of these people, children, and yet we still trying to call them racist. They're not being racist. They're being themselves. This is who they are as a people. This is who they are as a culture. This is how they rock within whatever tribal dynamic that they will, or ruling dynamic that they will, local or even mass governmental. This is them. I'm not going to lie and say that as a culture, this ain't who they is. Individual, okay, yeah, you might meet a cool one or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Cool group or whatever. But as a culture, they're direct fucking opposition as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not finna lie to myself or lie to my people forever until we die.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I do. But if you want me to relate to that type, I don't relate to that. That's just not me, bro.
That's why, right? And there's two different types of black people here. You got the black people who will call it out for exactly as culturally as it resonates with us, and then you have those black people who will look for it as if you know what, maybe there's a solution out of this. At what point do we not culturally declare there is no solution of this?
Okay,
what solution can there be if this is the way that they treat it?
Let me just say this. I understand everything you're saying. I understand your frustration. But some people can't help who they are. If that makes sense. Some people, it's just not in them to put out the same energy that others give to them. And it's called, you're saying that if they kill one of yours, they gonna feel you, right? That's the same energy.
They're supposed to feel you, yes. Okay. As if they were not a problem and they were a new problem.
Okay,
I try to think as if they're a new problem.
Everybody is not like that.
I know everybody's not like that because everybody don't view being black like that. Some of y'all,
it don't even got nothing to do with my color.
No. I'm not talking color when I say black. I'm talking culture. I'm not talking color. I don't see black as just a color. That's how they think. I don't see black as just a color. No, I see it as a culture.
And it doesn't even have to do with a culture. It's about.
It does, because this is what we're.
No, it doesn't. It's about an individual.
White culture.
It's individuality.
It's not individuality because you got the police and the system backing these peckerwoods.
I understand.
This little brother.
I understand that. I know that.
That's a culture. That's not individual, sister. That is
what I'm saying. Then the way people react is individual.
The way people react.
The reaction.
It's pattern.
Well, I'm just going to tell you right now. If somebody killed my 17-year-old son right now, my mind is not to go kill theirs. And you know why? Because I think about everything, not just one decision based off impulse. I think about my 13-year-old child that still needs me.
Right.
I think about my mother.
Right.
That still needs me. I think about my sisters, my brothers, our aunties, my nephews, my cousins, and how they feel if I end up in prison. And you know they're gonna put us in prison.
You're talking about your individual sense. I'm talking.
And I just told you individually as a culture.
You said you.
And it's a lot of what I'm trying to tell you is there are people that think like you. It is perfectly fine.
There's not a lot of people that think like me. I'm a minority in the black community. I'm the biggest minority in the black community, and you know this.
And then there's people that think like me.
The bulk of black people think like you, and y'all are the ones that we got to see getting the flack all the time. Wow.
I'm not sure if it's the bulk.
Oh yeah, the bulk of black people think just like you.
Well, you know what? I think I'm right. So, you know.
Yeah. And y'all are the ones that those of us who don't think like you gotta watch get the most of the flack.
I'm not gonna get any flack about it, but
you got these Peckerwoods in the chat right now giving you all this unnecessary flack like you hate
and it
them.
don't even bother me not one bit. Why is it bothering you?
It's not that it's bothering me. I'm seeing that as a sign of them as a culture. You said they can't help themselves.
That.
That's right there. Them can't help it.
They're the miserable ones, not me.
Exactly.
They in my house.
So you don't think
they
that
over
as
here
a
being
culture,
bullies?
You don't think that as a culture that they are a representative of a decent amount of their people? Definitely the structure. Definitely.
I absolutely believe that. But my thing is to protect my peace. I don't even let that energy penetrate mine. And that's why I win. That right there is why I win. Not me going to retaliate and ended up in a prison because we can't win like that. The prisons were made for us. They were made and built for us. So I gotta be smarter than that.
Look,
what may look like weakness. Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. So what may perceive to be weakness to some is really the greatest strength you can ever imagine. It really is. It's self-control.
Where is that not self-control in us expression of vehement passion of a fuck
nobody
to them? Where is there lack of control into that?
Nobody said that you were wrong.
I ain't saying I'm wrong. I'm asking you a question. Where's the lack of control in that?
If you say
because black people always say, pick your battles, pick your battles.
And you know what that means in black? How we got on this conversation.
In black, that means don't fight. When a black person tells you pick your battles, that means don't fight now.
Listen,
you never hear black people stop saying pick your battles, meaning not to fight. At what point do we go after these motherfuckers stole the way they go on after our soul? Are we supposed to just sit here and take it? Fuck they police. Fuck they government. Plant, animal, mineral, dinosaur, or deity. Nothing on this world or in this world gets to consume me or mine without its life or life force being equally threatened. Nothing. It don't matter if it's a government. It don't matter if it's a people. It don't matter if it's a tribe. It don't matter if it's a person. It don't matter if it's an ideology. It don't matter if it's nothing. We choose that and define that for us. Not they fucking law that they let be fluid whenever they want to be.
While I understand your passion, I can't relate to that mindset.
I know you can. Most black people can.
And it's fine that most black people
I've been trying to get y'all to relate to me since 1984. Y'all
Bro.
can't relate to me.
Bro.
And I gotta watch y'all get hurt the most by these motherfuckers. That's crazy. The bulk of y'all can't relate to me. And I gotta watch y'all get ate up in this motherfucker. And
I'm not getting ate up.
No, you not. No, individually.
There's a lot of people.
No,
there's a lot of people that not getting ate up.
We talking about Nolan Wells. We
were, but now we're on some. I don't even know where we at.
I'm talking about Nolan Wells the whole time, sister. I ain't never left the conversation about him. I'm still talking about him. To me, this is another version of him of a black person being ate up by and the system telling you look the other way as it picks its damn feet.
Listen, it's a way to fight to where you and yours stay safe, and it's a way not to fight and be reckless. And my brother, in my opinion,
since the 60s.
It ain't y'all. I wasn't born in 1974, so it ain't y'all.
But you in your 50s, and you sound like that Generation X. That sound more like.
It doesn't matter. My faith is in something way more higher in this temporary world. He's just not the deity. It's not a deity. Are you saying deity or are you get it?
I said I get it.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm incapable, and you can't get mad at the black folks who are connected to the Most High God and just trust him and believe him and listen.
Capitulate. Yeah.
Listen, I know that if I just get out here and go roll like your name, like these idiots do, It's
Like
gonna
an
be a lot of
idiot.
death.
Like an
Not
idiot?
you. I'm talking about these idiots. I'm talking about the one that even happened, yesterday, the mass shooter that went to the In-N-Out Burger with his big gun
Okay.
and just shooting up innocent people. That's how they think. I'm talking about those idiots.
Okay.
Right? That their hate consumes them. I can't live like that.
You think they got hate?
They hate us.
You think that's
They absolutely hate us. You don't think they hate us?
I think they hate themselves.
They do.
Yeah.
When I say hate, I said hate us. That's one thing. They
Yeah.
absolutely hate themselves.
My thing is, I've never cared who hate us ever, because I don't think nobody should be obligated to love anybody, or people, or group, or nothing. That's just crazy, right? But my perspective is, when you have the intersocial relations, right? Largely from my people don't want no smoke with nobody, largely, unless it's our people, right?
I don't.
And you see everybody else having all this smoke for us, you know what I'm saying? Particularly these pilgrims, but also a lot of other people that get on, you know what I'm saying, down with their combo of how they interact with us. So I've been measuring this from there. I'm not saying you have to. And I know that the bulk of Black people, they do not measure this nowhere near on my level. Y'all actually see solution in the system, in the very same system that you watch people year after year after year. You see solution with these people that shows you that at their youngest, we're talking 9 years old, that they can deliver the exact same anti-Black cultural character as their great grandparents that your parents interacted with, right? Y'all can still hear that and have some hope with these motherfuckers. Y'all can see how they rock politically.
My hope ain't with them.
Well, I don't know. The thing
My
is,
hope is not with them.
I don't know how to tell with Black people who still see who want to acknowledge the overt anti-Blackness of this, and still think that there is some form of solution that you can get out of this, as opposed to understanding that we're being utilized as some form of a fuel. All that they're getting so much ad revenue from this. If you pay attention, like there is mad ad revenue that happens when someone when it becomes like a mainstream thing, when one of us is taken out. That happens all the time. Other people start making organizations. It's like we're some form of a social fuel. It happens.
So we stoop to their level. Is that what you said? Stoop to their level. Do what they do.
No, it's not a stooping. It's an acknowledging what it is that you're being used for.
In my opinion.
To do what?
It absolutely is a stoop.
To do what is a stoop? What you mean?
To become like them.
Why do you think they are a model? Who model are they? Are they a model where if we were to make a response, we can only respond how them devils would respond? No, we can have our own.
I for one don't believe, and I'm gonna make this perfectly clear. I don't believe that all white people are devils. That's not what I believe in my.
You ain't gotta believe all of them is devil, but they come from a devil culture. So whether all of them is devils or not,
it's a lot of people that got the devil cultures in them.
No, devil culture. The ones of them that ain't devils, they still rock with devil culture though. They still rock with the ruling dynamic of how they wish for us to be received within this society.
Can we get back to Nolan?
Let's do it. I ain't never left Nolan.
It kind of sounds like you kind of left Nolan a little bit.
Oh no, the whole point that I spoke of was talking about his parents and making note that you never hear the parents have that type of passion that, you know, they baby is gone. It's like, all right, wait a minute. How can you be political about this more than familial about this?
I'm not saying I cannot agree that they're acting like they're not mourning. You know why? Because I don't know how I would act. I've lost 2 daughters. It was a long time ago. I was very young. Okay? They were very young. But the case, it wasn't a high profile case or anything like that. I don't know how I would act. Let's just be clear. I don't even want to know how I would act. Okay, I do want to get back to Nolan, guys. If we will, this is a conversation. We need to have a whole live about this, okay, bro? Let's have a whole live about what you're talking about versus what I believe. We can go back and forth. Let's bring ours. But here's the thing about Auntie Leah. To protect my peace, I don't harbor that. It's not in me to harbor that. That's on them. That's a miserable thing to harbor. Absolutely.
Do you think that's what occurs when one takes in that energy? Do you think it's a harboring as opposed to an analysis and an alchemy?
We can analyze all day long, but the energy, I can't get with that. That's just me. But let's get back to this, and we'll continue our conversation. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
What do you think of that, Ben or Elmore or Christine?
Yeah. We are happy with anybody who wants to share the objective to get into the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells. So we applaud it and we say, yeah, let's all work together to get answers, because as we've said continuously, Don Lemon, adamantly, somebody saw something, somebody knows something. I mean, and that's what you want, are answers.
Mm-hmm. Ben, yes, we all do want answers in this. Can you talk to us about that press conference yesterday? Because it's not just, and all of them 18 years old, these young people, right? There was a very emotional press conference with the family and the grandmother. You chose to highlight that at the Urban League. Tell us why.
I am so thankful that Christine and Elmore, Nolan's parents, were open to being able to use the attention that they have been blessed with in the loss of their son to try to help other 18-year-old Black boys who were lost in similar manner as Nolan. Don Lemon, you and I have been doing this for years, where you use your platforms to give, a voice to those who don't have a voice. And when you saw that press conference yesterday, you saw two families completely devastated, where you had that 18-year-old Black boys, 3 families, all in search of the truth, coming together about what really happened to their children. You had Daniel Irvin, who, like Nolan, they're saying it was an accidental drowning, even though his mother said he was on the swim team. And the fact that he was, on a fishing trip or something with 2 other white teenagers, he allegedly accidentally drowns, and then they throw away his cell phone, they throw away his clothes, and they delete all their text messages with him. And his mother, Tamika, is out of her mind trying to say, where's my baby? And after 4 days and a all-out search where the activist community and everybody are getting involved, then one of the young men and his parents come forward and say, well, he accidentally drowned and we were scared, so we got rid of evidence and, we are sorry. And so they're charged with tampering with evidence that they lied about. And his mother, Tamika, is saying, if you lied about his cell phone, you lied about throwing away his clothes, you lied about deleting text messages, then how can we believe you when you say he accidentally drowned when my son was a swimmer? And the fact that the Dallas Police Department took 3 months, even after they confessed to doing all of this, Don Lemon, before they did anything. And she adamantly believes that it was because of Nolan Wells that they finally arrested them for tampering with evidence. She didn't think they were going to do anything. And this was just this Black mother by herself just fighting down. Nobody gave them any attention in the media and stuff. And so that's what this is about, trying to make sure people know our children's lives matter too. And then, Don, Tyler Smith in Lexington, Kentucky. I mean, on 4th of July, this is the same day that Nolan goes missing. Her son, Lindsay Smith's son, Tyler, is at the house celebrating 4th of July, and he's the only Black person there. And he somehow ends up shot in the head, dead. 911 is called. The police come, and then they say they were playing Russian roulette, that it was an accidental shooting, that he shot himself. And the police didn't on his hands or anybody's hands. They just take their word for it.
You
And
said
then,
no gunshot residue test because you cut out, the police didn't do a gunshot residue test, right? And then when she said, when they told the grandmother and they asked, you know, how do you know it was an accidental or whatever? And she said, because they said so, the people with him. That's not an investigation.
Yeah, that's not an investigation, but thank God for that courageous Black grandmother who refused to say, no, I'm not going to just let y'all sweep my
Pause it real quick. Just pause it real
death
quick.
under the rug. She kept asking for the gunshot residue. She kept arguing.
The fact that he brought up what happened out here in Dallas. I'm in Dallas. I'm in North Dallas right now. I didn't know about that. We didn't hear. Nobody heard about that little brother drowning.
Are you talking about Daniel didn't drive? I think he's talking about Tyler Smith.
Yeah.
Now Tyler Smith is the one that the friends. Let me turn my camera on. I'm sorry. Unless they were playing Russian roulette, and he unalived himself on an accident.
Wait, Russian roulette and from a swimming? That's a swimming game or something?
No, Russian roulette is the game that you play with the pow pow.
Well, yeah, no, I'm talking about the young brother out here who he mentioned who drowned out here.
So that's Daniel Irving. It's two different cases.
Right.
Daniel Irving.
That's what I'm talking about. He drowned out here. I'm out here and I didn't know about it.
Right.
Until this shit came out here. I didn't know. I'm in Texas, in Dallas, and didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah, I agree.
It didn't hit the news out here or nothing.
Nothing.
Right.
Because they try to rule it an accident. Now, mind you, these white boys, these white kids, like I told you, they're the one that destroyed the evidence. They threw his clothes up in the tree. They destroyed his phone. They went home to their mother, didn't pass Daniel's house to tell the mother that Daniel had drowned, and they went to school the next day.
Right.
And they've only been arrested for tampering with evidence.
That's it. Okay, so at what point do we culturally, what point are we able to declare an agenda against us? Because Black people don't want to do that. Y'all don't want to do it. Maybe back in the past, like 60 years back or something. All right, then, you know what I'm saying? It was done. I don't know why we let up of it. At what point do we not culturally state, subjectively, that there is an agenda against us?
What do you want Black people to do?
To acknowledge the damn truth, to call it what it is. If a Black person did it, because if a Black person did it, they wouldn't beat around the bush. Black people don't beat around the bush when a Black person do something to a Black person. They don't beat around the bush. But anytime some non-Black person anytime them is involved, y'all beat around the bush.
Okay, I think everybody, African-American person in this chat is here screaming their names. I don't think that they're doing what you're thinking they're doing. I don't think that.
I know our people, sister. I know our people.
And I do too. And I know, and I also equally know our people. So don't try to discount that, right? Because I'm the one that has the panel that's on this live like almost every day talking about these people.
I'm talking about living amongst us. I'm talking about living amongst us. You know, even our people don't beat around the bush. The people
that are in this chat are not being quiet. But what do you really expect us to do, brother?
I just said it. Acknowledge the truth.
I really do believe that we're acknowledging the truth.
Hold on.
Wait. Let me finish. Put a 1 in the chat if you are here to acknowledge the truth. Put a 2 in the chat if you're blind and don't see what's going on with our people. Because I believe every last one of these African American people in our chat, in my chat, are here to acknowledge the truth, and to think anything less of that is crazy work to me. It's crazy that they wouldn't show up to the lives if they was not here to acknowledge what goes on with our people. My question to you, Roke, is what do you think that we could do about it other than what we're doing now? What do you think that we can do about it?
Oh, no. We're doing what we're supposed to do about it. Yeah.
This is all that we can do legally.
No, but that's the issue, though. That's the issue. That's y'all caveat. That's the one thing that quells you from your true humanity.
My question is,
I'm about to answer your question. The moment that you say legally, you take it out of your lens. You take it out of your source. You put it in the source. What is it different that you want us to do? Let me finish. You put it in the source of another people who already see you as lesser. So it's not about legal.
And it's not about right. Every last one of us here on this
having
I don't want to argue about this.
The way that these devils are doing in the movies
I'm about to be Auntie Leah.
TV shows that they show you all.
I'm about to be Auntie Leah. I need to
everything about what they would do.
I'm about to be Auntie Leah. Now let me get back to my regular scheduled program because I ain't got time to argue on my own panel. Because as I was saying, I believe every black person here, I'm not great to insult you. I understand what Brother Roy was saying, but the yelling and the screaming and the argument is not what I do. I can't do that. Rogue, Auntie love you. I really do. But I cannot do that. The screaming and yelling, that's just not my nature, brother. It's just not. And I'm not going to insult the people that showed up for Nolan Wells because they're not reacting the way that you want them to react. I keep asking you, what do you want us to do? What different do you want us to do? Legally. Because we all know that we got kids, husbands, wives, moms, dads, cousins, nieces, nephews, family that are hurting, that we cannot hurt anymore. And we're not ready to go rogue on that. And I'm going to bring you back up, brother. But the screaming, I can't do that. That's messing with my peace, sir. And I got enough of that bullshit messing with my peace from the true enemies. I got enough of that going on every day because I'm talking about Carmelo Anthony. I'm talking about Nolan Wells. I'm talking about Daniel Irvin. I'm talking about Tyler Smith. I'm talking about Kendrick Johnson. I got enough of that. And what I goddamn not gonna do is argue with my own motherfucking people. Now, I want to finish this interview, and Rogue is still here. I'm gonna bring him up, but he's a little heated. But respect my space. I'm not like that. And when I bring you back up, tell us what you want us to do. And guys, I'm so sorry for cussing. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I don't do that. But I get enough of the trolls, enough of the threats that I argue with all day long every day. Enough of it. The mocking of our nephews and nieces' death. I cannot argue with my people right now. Stay there, Ro. You coming back. Let's finish this.
So they took a gun that was there at the scene that they said was where he used to kill himself. And they then did an analysis. Down the limit, they found out that the casings did not match that gun. And so then they had to investigate everybody who was at the house. Nobody volunteered anything. They went 7 days later to a young man's house, surrounded it, and then finally he came out and offered the gun and said, this is the gun that he shot himself with. And you would think they would say, hold on, why didn't you tell us this the day we went to the house? Why did you tamper with evidence? Why did you take evidence away from the scene? They only charged him with tampering with evidence they still have not charged anybody with killing Tyler Smith, even though if you didn't do anything wrong, why would you take the gun from the scene of the alleged shooting? And so it's just god awful. And, you know, we have to continue to stay on that. I think all of these cases, we're going to find the answers out to what happened, Don. We're going to find it out. 3 18-year-old black boys.
Ben, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I have to ask you some legal questions here because it's part of the story, and I want to debunk stuff that's not true.
Yep.
So there have been reports of legal maneuvering from the mom, the parents, to open up the estate, to investigate, possibly sue people who are for misinformation. Are those things true? Do you want to talk about that?
Certainly. Don, as you know, we're not law enforcement, so to get subpoena power and information, we have to have a legal apparatus. So, state in Nolan Wells' name, and because we have to do
Ben,
that.
Can you back up a little bit? You cut out. I'm sorry, back up just a little bit. I want everybody to hear this. Pardon me.
Yeah, let's be clear. Because we're not law enforcement, we're private entities, and we have to use certain legal apparatuses that are available to us. One such thing is we open up estates, which, as we all know, is the only entity that can speak for somebody once they are deceased. And so his mother is over his estate. But once we get the estate open, Don Lemon, that then gives us the right to be able to subpoena people and entities and corporations to preserve evidence, to preserve information. So that's why we sent those subpoenas out, because we want that evidence to be preserved, because we don't know what is going to be relevant and not relevant, but we don't want it to be destroyed or lost. And so we want to look at the phone records. We want to look at the social media records. We want to look at the text messages, because that may be very valuable information to discovering what happened to Nolan Wells.
Mm-hmm. And this possible intent to sue, is that part of that? Does that go along with those?
You have to say that language to preserve it. Like, we, in anticipation of litigation, we want to make sure you preserve this information. Right now, we don't know where the information is going to lead us. We don't know what the answers are, but we're in a ferocious search for the truth. And based on that, then we will do things that are necessary to get some measure of justice for Nolan Wells' family. We hope and pray that we can find out the answers as to what happened to Nolan, and that the district attorney and the government authorities would do what is appropriate based on the evidence that is ascertained. We want to make sure that this is treated just as if it was anybody's child that was taken, that you will say we want equal justice. And as I said over and over again, I am for truth, no matter who it implicates or who it exonerates. I am for justice, no matter who it convicts or who it acquits. We are for transparency so everybody can see.
And the question you were asked yesterday about the father of one of the young men saying that that you somehow slandered his son, and he's looking at suing.
I don't even know. I don't even know who he is. It's a distraction, Don. I don't even recall calling any of those young men's names ever out of my mouth. But it's a distraction.
I don't recall it either. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not going to be distracted.
So I will say to the parents, while we're here, Mr. Elmore, do you have anything else that you want to say? Transparency from the DA's office, from the state of Mississippi, for what your family's dealing with?
No, just like Mr. Crumb said, we just want a truthful and a transparent and a fair investigation. We want to know answers. And until that's the only time we can agree.
Mom?
Oh.
Once again, if there is anyone who has original photos, videos, if you saw something, please contact the hotline, just so we again can get the answers that we are desperately searching for. And if you really are Nolan's friend and you saw something, you need to call. You absolutely need to call, because at the end of the day, if it were you and your parents, I'm sure they would be doing the same.
Thank you, Miss Christine. Thank you, Ben. Ben, just can you hand the phone? Ben, thank you. And I really appreciate you joining us. And I want to make sure that you said everything. Yeah.
Hopefully, we're going to have more breaking news on Lexington, Kentucky. I think some people are about to tell us what really happened in that house with Tyler Smith. We'll keep you informed.
Thank you, Benjamin Crump, Elmore, and Christine Wansley. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Don Lemon.
All right. Now, so Brother Rogue is back on the panel. I got another clip to get into, but I want Rogue to really explain to me and I understand you're passionate about what you feel, but I need you not to yell at me. Okay, I don't respond when I tell you I don't respond to that. Well, I don't. I respect your opinion, but I need you to tell us what exactly are you wanting us to do differently than what we can do.
Than what we can do. Okay. So as far as what it is that we do, I was speaking of our expression when our loved ones are taken from us. Mm-hmm. We don't respond as if black people do. When I see black people respond to black people who take their loved ones away from, they respond blackly. You know what I'm talking about? They get that full passion that I can culturally acknowledge and see from them. But when it's non-black people, you don't see that. You see them going about in some form of tailored form about that same loss. You know what I'm saying? As if their loved one if their loved one means something different to them than it do when a black person takes their life, right? So first and foremost, I want us to respond. I want us to respond.
I need to explain the date.
As if the non-black person or the non-black entity that took our family member or our loved one is black. I want us to respond like that. If it's bang on them, then it bang on them. If it's talk on the talk, if whatever it is, that's what it is. That's what I want us to do. I want everybody else to be worthy of the responses that we give one another to us. That's what I want.
I just need you to explain the day. You went into the day response.
They who are not black. Anybody who is not black. I first off started noting the black response. That anybody who's black, they should understand. If a black person offends, if a black person harms your family member, and you respond, more than likely you're going to have a lot more ebullience behind it, a lot more passion, a lot more energy, a lot more effort, right? Okay, cool. But when it's non-black, when a person is non-black, you see black people take on this tailored perspective of themselves, almost with that can I have a job energy that black people do. So that's my perspective. Now you got to understand, having been within the military ranks of this military, right? When they send you overseas to put in all that murder butler work that they want you to do, they tell you to be on the lookout for certain factors, right? That stand out, that could be potential danger. They show you these are the social factors that are against the people who we are looking at as allies or whatever. And this is some of their cultural ways, so you'll know how to interact with them so as not to disrespect them, right? They go through all that with some foreigner folk, I guess, you know what I'm saying, overseas. But when we get back over here with them same views that they taught us, you see how they treat your people. And you're not supposed to judge it as harshly. I mean, you're not supposed to use those same skills. You're not supposed to use that same lens. You're not supposed to use that same analyzing style. You're not supposed to use it on them. You're supposed to use it for them, right? So my perspective with this is I've always been ready to rock for my people like that. No, and the nation is against it. These people is against this. The law was against it. But if they want to eat on me and mine, I'm not just finna let you. And it don't always have to be a violent response. It can be the verbal response. It could be the vehement verbal response.
Right. So, are you saying that the people that showed up that are fighting for Nolan Wells in the only capacity that they feel like that they can fight for these injustices are lesser than?
Well, I'm through judging this because once Ben Crump and Al Sharpton get involved, I've pretty much given this over to the media circuit, right? I don't really think they really in it for the people like that. Yeah, once they're involved, it's a media circus. And just based off of the track record that I've seen, Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, right?
I can't disagree with that. I'm not a real fan, but we've been dealt the hand that we have. We've been given, elite-wise, the people that we have. So what I don't do is, even though I know that it's deeper and I understand where you're coming from, I don't disparage it. I don't talk about it. I don't really just say nothing ill about it because that's just what we have. And yes, I do believe they're handpicked. But another thing that I know is that we as Black people, even though we know these things are done to us, we know how we're treated, we know how we're hated, we know how the whole system is against us. We know that.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. We know it. I'm not getting ready to call people. I'm not ready to say people are not aware. You're woke. If they was not woke, I mean, we
if you still believe in a murder clan dream, you're not. If you still believe in a murder clan dream, you're not.
What is a murder clan dream? And then we'll get into this next clip, y'all, because we almost think my nephew Theo says he fully understands. Theo is a faithful Truth Game member, been there since the start. He says he fully understands what you're saying.
Right. And look, this ain't nothing against white people. They just the ones in the way the most at the moment.
I agree.
If they get out the way, my target's gonna be on the next ones in the way.
Okay, so but the thing is, it's not the whole race.
It ain't gotta be the whole race. It's
not what you're saying. What you're saying, white people as if you're saying it as a whole.
I am, because white is a power dynamic.
No, here's the thing.
And if they claim to be a part of a power dynamic, then they're susceptible to that.
I don't hate white people. I hate racists.
You ain't gotta hate them. But they will get put in motherfucking pockets when they need to be.
Let's do this. Let's do this. And some of my people may agree or may not agree. There's white people, there's Black people, there's racists. Racist people.
Okay. And they're defined as who? People got a problem with other people's skin color?
Yeah.
That's okay. There's a lot of different groups that rock like that. Okay.
White people, Black people, Hispanic, whatever, racist. Let's be real.
Wait, that's more than that. There's a lot more people here in America. You just X out a lot of people. So
multicultural America, and I'm not saying I support my country like that, but let's be real, man. In my opinion, I got some beautiful white friends. I do.
Okay.
That I love, and that love me, and that would never say anything against what has been done to us. They actually support us.
Okay.
Secret Service Sam he's not my friend, but he's one of them that speaks out. It's a Biloxi man that speaks. It's a lot of them that recognize our pain. So I can't condemn a whole race. It's racist people.
But that's because you see them. That's because you view them as a race. I don't view them as a race.
Okay.
I view them as a class.
That's a deeper conversation. Then we'll have that conversation.
No, but that's what all this is about. That's why the media response from but before the public got involved That's why it reflected what it did in the Nolan Wells case, right? It's about class. These people are trying to uphold.
About class?
White is a classification.
I think it's about skin color.
No, well, but that's the whole issue. That can be utilized as a buffer, you know what I'm saying, as a buffer zone, and that's secondary, if not tertiary. But ultimately, initially, white is a classification. It had nothing to do with race. They're just able to use it with race pretty well over here.
But what,
I look at it from black power standpoint.
Is there some? I mean, Oprah Winfrey. How does she fit in? She's rich and black.
Is she black? Okay, so what then? Okay, no, but I'm not talking about classification.
You're saying it's.
I'm not talking economic classification. No.
Okay, we got to get into that another day then. Let me.
No, I'm saying, but the reason why you say white is not because of any racial thing. You say white based off of what it initially meant to white people. It meant power. It didn't mean skin
Of course
color.
it did.
Okay, so that's my views with it. Now, I also identify how it might be utilized in some skin color dynamic over here. All right, but that's not my ultimate perspective of it. I'm viewing it in the same vein of how an Irish person did.
What is she doing? Are you talking about me or Oprah? What is she? Because Oprah ain't doing a damn thing. Oprah is a part of the elite. Oprah's paid and bought. Okay. I ain't stupid. By far stupid. Are you talking about me? Or are you talking about Oprah?
It's gotta be
Oprah ain't doing shit.
It's gotta be Oprah.
Can't be talking about me. Because I ain't got money like that.
Well, she's trying to figure out her relevance. You brought up her money as her being relevant within a class level. But
you just said a class, so you said it wasn't about race.
I wasn't speaking economics. I wasn't speaking economics.
Okay, can we
social class?
Right.
Social class. Social class.
Social class don't have to do with money.
Okay, we can say it does, but
it absolutely does.
Okay, but ultimately, I'm talking about the same white power that the Irish people had to contend with before they were white. I'm talking about that white power dynamic. I'm not just talking about if it might be anti-black. No surprise in that, right? But I'm talking about that one, the one that doesn't matter if a person is so-called racist or not, because it don't matter if they hate black people. It matters more about what their value towards whiteness is. If their value towards whiteness is that above everyone else to the point to where they operate whatever position within the system like that, then that's the issue. That's what the white supremacist is, not the frothing at the mouth, racist, Confederate flag wearing hat, Peckerwood that openly say they hate niggers, right? It's not them. It's power, not people, not just people. I'm talking power.
Let me answer John's question real quick. Yes, your questions are allowed, equally allowed. We're here to have respectful dialogue, though. Respectful.
Please believe it.
Okay, so guys, let me play this last clip, if you will. Let me see. Did I have it up? Yeah, I do, because this is an interview between Stephen Smith and Nancy Grace, and I just want us to look at this real quick, if you don't mind, roll.
That's right.
Because this was about Nolan, right? Even though I really appreciate you, you can always come back. You know that, right?
I'm still talking about Nolan.
I know you. I get it, but you're getting into some deep areas that you may need to educate me a little bit more on. You understand what I'm saying? All right, let's get into it.
My guest is a former prosecutor and host of Crime Stories with Nancy Grace, which streams new episodes weekdays on Fox 1. Please welcome for the first time to Straight Shooter, the one and only, Ms. Nancy Grace. How are you? How's everything, Nancy?
Thank you for inviting me. That's a very tough question, because all day long I investigate and analyze murder and mayhem. Very often, Mr. Smith, I have people ask, why don't you smile on TV?
Yeah, you can't.
Wouldn't that be odd for me to smile in the course of reporting on a dead young man or a missing child? So
I totally
although I have great happiness in my life because of my twins.
I got you.
boy-girl twins I had 18 years ago.
Wow. All right. That's a lot. That's a lot of reason to be happy. No question about that. Let's get right to this case involving Nolan Wells. You've been all over this case right now. Just as a reminder to the audience, Wells was the 18-year-old college football player from Ocean Springs, Mississippi, who was on a boat July 4th with a group of friends and traveled by private boat to Horn Island, an uninhabited barrier island off the Mississippi coast. Wells was the only black person, so reported, on the boat. When the friends returned to the mainland, Nolan was the only one who did not make it back. Talk to me about this story, Nancy, and what do you make of it at this particular moment in time?
I think that it is very murky, and I do not understand, Stephen, the demands on all platforms for the investigation to be shut down. Is it possible Nolan Wells died by accident? Yes, it's possible. Is it possible that there was foul play? Yes, that is possible. And I don't believe the investigation should be shut down until we know the answer to that. I have 2 children, both the age of Nolan Wells. I would be lying on the courthouse steps screaming for justice if the investigation into a death related to them was shut down before I had answers. So I don't understand where all the hate is coming from.
Who specifically is calling for the shutdown of the investigation? Just to educate my audience.
Well, go online. There's any number of people, thousands of people that think that, quote, this was an accidental drowning. Why are you doing this? You're a race baiter. You're fill in the blank. Mm-hmm. This has nothing to do with what color his skin was. This has to do with an unanswered question. During my prosecutorial career, I very often was the only white person in the courtroom. That has nothing to do with Lady Justice. What Lady Justice wants, what justice demands, is a full and fair investigation. And I'm also not saying that's not going on, because my boss, Lewis Slayton, the longest serving elected district attorney at that time, I think, Stephen, it was 37 years, was like a grandfather to me. He was very strict, no one to speak to the press. It could ruin the case. I always had the same answer when asked. I believe a Fulton County jury will render a verdict that speaks the truth. Because I did believe that. We are not owed an explanation from law enforcement as to what they are doing. However, there are a lot of questions, specifically, Stephen, regarding the autopsy. The initial autopsy has remained under seal. We don't know what the answer was. The family, understandably, sent Nolan's body hundreds of miles away for a second opinion. When that doctor got the body, the lungs and the throat were missing. Mm-hmm. I understand why the lungs were missing, because this could have been a drowning case. But why the throat? What was there about Nolan's throat that piqued the interest of the original medical examiner? That leads me to speculate. Was there bruising? Was the hyoid bone fractured? Was it broken? Was it dislodged? Is there possibly bruising on the strap muscles? Is it indicative of a blow? We know on the back of the head, that's your occipital bone on the back of your head, about where your hairline would start, that there is deep red discoloration under the subcutaneous tissue. What? Is it from a blow? Is it from diffusion of the blood post-mortem? I don't know. But none of it is good. So I need answers before any investigation is going to be shut down.
What do you make of those who have said, I remember Officer Tatum, a conservative podcaster, very popular, over 3 million subscribers. He's been on the warpath, going down, talking to some of the people that were there with Nolan Wells, white individuals. He's saying that evidence is showing that they departed. When they departed, Nolan Wells was alive. And you know what? They may have had absolutely positively nothing to do with this. The evidence shows that. Is that your finding, that the evidence shows that the people being, with allegations being thrown in their direction, the suspicions that have been raised by these people that were in attendance with Nolan Wells, that they should be, they have been proven or found to not have been around even when he was still alive. Is your findings consistent with anything along that verbiage with what people are saying about these kids that were with him?
No, I don't know the answer to that. They say Nolan chose to stay behind because he met a girl he wanted to talk to named Katie. That girl has spoken through her sister, we are told. And she says Nolan told her, I'm going back with my friends. So who am I supposed to believe? I don't know for a fact that what the boys are saying is true. I don't know for a fact that what the boys are saying is false. I do know they called Ceto, S-E-A, second word T-O-W, and said that their vessel was sinking. But yet they continued boating around in it for hours after. Is there an innocent explanation? Maybe. Maybe they thought it was sinking. They found the problem and they fixed it. Now, specters have been raised about audio suggesting Nolan had been on the boat on their return. I don't know if that was doctored. I don't know if it's real. I do know this. He went to Horn Island with them. They came back alive. He's dead. I'm going to investigate. You're darn right I'm going to investigate. And my wish is that his friends are innocent and that this was an accident. But it will be a cold day in HELL that I endorse closing down an investigation because somebody said I had nothing to do with that. What? Am I supposed to go, oh, okay, case closed, forget about it, and go tell the mom, we're shutting down the investigation because so-and-so said he had nothing to do with it.
Have you received any indication from law enforcement that that is their intent, that their desire is to close down this investigation? Have you seen any indication like that at all?
No. And that emboldens me. That emboldens me because so far they haven't finalized this thing. As a matter of fact, the other day, we're shutting down the investigation because so-and-so said he had nothing to do with it.
Have you received any indication from law enforcement that that is their intent, that their desire is to close down this investigation? Have you seen any indication like that at all?
No. And that emboldens me. That emboldens me because so far they haven't finalized this thing. As a matter of fact, the other day, a female journalist got a hold of law enforcement, the sheriff. He wouldn't answer any questions, which he should not have. And he stated that all questions were to be directed to the district attorney's office. I expect what they'll do is this, Stephen. I expect that they will call in a grand jury. A grand jury has two purposes. It can be a charging grand jury. I presented hundreds of cases to grand juries to get an indictment. It can also be an investigative arm. It can subpoena documents. It can call for witnesses. It can question them. It's an investigative, a fact-finding grand jury. They may do that, or they may be able to do it on their own without calling in a grand jury. But I believe that law enforcement will do the right thing. Much has been made of the fact that Crump, who is representing Nolan Wells' family, turned down a request, an offer to bring on scent dogs and cadaver dogs to the boat. Well, I've got to just swat that down right now. Crump, or the Wells family, doesn't have the authority to allow anybody on that boat. It's not their boat. I've also learned through the grapevine that the boat has been searched. I would like to get my hands on that GPS nav system. I would like to find out if cadaver dogs were brought onto the boat. I would like to get a hold of Katie and question her. And I would like to ask each one of the boys separately what happened. And I'd like to give them a polygraph. Is that so wrong? That's what I would be doing right now.
Nancy, I don't think it's wrong at all. And with those questions that you're asking, I think all of those are very poignant, very, very significant questions that need to be answered. What's the resistance to getting those answers? Is it law enforcement saying it's an ongoing investigation? You're not entitled to know things until we tell you to? Is it the family getting in the way? Is it the Wells family picking and choosing who they want to investigate matters, and they're interfering in their own way. What's this mess that seems to have been made of this case? Where does fault lie, if any at all, in your estimation, as to what's impeding progress in this investigation from taking fold?
Stephen, I believe a lot of people desire controversy. I think that there are people out there that want to spin it out for their own gain, be it fame, be it money. And I cannot relate to that. I'm a crime victim. I am a victim of violent crime. My fiance was murdered shortly before our wedding. It changed my life and my family's life forever. It even affects me now, how I raise my children every day. I can't lay fault at the family's feet. I can't do that. I think that hate, racial hate, is being stirred. The pot is being stirred, and people are coming out. I looked at my Twitter the other day. I wish I hadn't. With the worst slurs. They're not, usually people will try to hide it. They're putting it in writing. It's just anger and hate, and is boiled up in the form of this case. And I pray to God that we will get justice regardless, notwithstanding all the hate. I don't know where it's coming from. I can't identify with that. But I can tell you this, we're not letting go till we have an answer.
Your thoughts on the Wells family. Some people who wanted to point the finger at them, and I just find it to be wrong. I'm not looking at the family who lost their son or lost their sibling. I'm not looking at them. I'm not trying to look at them in any negative way. But there are people that have looked at Crump's presence. Civil rights attorney. Obviously, he's represented white clients as well as black clients in the past. The family brought him in. They brought up Al Sharpton eulogizing Nolan Wells at the funeral. They brought up these kind of things to say that, the family, if not the family, those connected to the family are stoking these thoughts that you just articulated. That's a very, very big concern to you. What are your thoughts about that when the Crumps of the world, the Al Sharptons of the world, even though he just eulogized them at the funeral, he's not necessarily involved in the legal process. Their involvement in something like this, what does that do for or against the case in your estimation, based on your experience reporting on these potential crimes, allegations involving such manner?
I don't care. I care about one thing: what happened to Nolan Wells. I don't care if Al Sharpton is stirring the pot. I don't care what people say, the rocks they throw, the slings and the arrows. Don't care. That does not dissuade me from finding out what happened. Now, sometimes people seek refuge. How do I know the family didn't know who to contact? How do I know Crump or Sharpton didn't contact them? And they said, yes, help me, please. Maybe they thought an injustice was going down. I don't know why they chose Crump. I don't know why they chose Sharpton, but I can tell you this is not a Miss Congeniality contest. Nobody's going to get crowned Miss Sweet Potato at the end of this. Mm-hmm. Everyone will get hate mail. Everyone is going to get threats, and everybody will be disliked. But in the end, we may find out what happened to Nolan Wells. So go ahead, sling mud, attack Sharpton, attack Crump, attack me, attack the family, attack the boys that were out there that day. For all I know, they've all passed a polygraph. I don't know that, but I do know I don't have answers. And a young man the age of my son and my daughter is dead. That's all that matters. I don't care what Crump or Sharpton scream into a microphone. Irrelevant to me. I only care about the facts.
Let me be more specific. What I'm getting to is, does the presence of individuals like that, based on your experience, assist in expediting the process to get closer to the truth? That's what I'm wondering about specifically.
You know it does.
I think it does. And I'll tell you why. Whether you like Sharpton or you have to hold your nose, you don't like him, don't care. But guess what? Every TV was turned on this case because of Crump and Sharpton. You know how many cases I've investigated and nobody cares. Their names are forever lost. Nobody knows their names. Nobody cares. But because those two jumped on the bandwagon or hitched a ride on the bandwagon, I don't know which is true, now there is focus on the Nolan Wells case. And I say, fine.
Authorities have said they suspect drowning. How do you feel about authorities coming out without the investigation being completed? I'm thinking about your former boss, who was like a grandfather to you, that told you don't go to the media until it's absolutely necessary. Timing is everything, et cetera, et cetera. I'm looking at authorities coming out and saying they suspect drowning. I think that's a very presumptive statement to be coming out of their mouth. Wouldn't you say?
I don't think there should have been any comment at all. If they had to say something, it should have been along the lines of, we are investigating the case to our fullest ability, and we are open to any information, any help that we can get, and we will find the truth, God willing. I think that's what I would have said if I said anything at all. Maybe they did suspect drowning at the beginning, but they should have kept their pie holes shut, because we don't know that it was drowning. Now, the fact that the first ME took the lungs suggests to me that there may have been water in the lungs. That doesn't mean foul play was not involved. How do I know he wasn't hit on the head and thrown over the side? Do I think that's what happened? I don't think anything one way or the other until I have the facts.
All they had to say that he drowned.
Could be completely innocent, or they may know more than they're telling. We have to find that out.
And the only way to do it is by applying pressure. And in my estimation, the authorities being a bit presumptuous and ahead of the curve and saying they suspect drowning and articulating that, it's almost like their wish was to aim you in a different direction, and the direction towards innocent for these boys. Because why would authorities come out so quickly and just say such a thing? That's just my thinking. But I'll ask you this as well. Your thoughts real quickly about the independent autopsy compared to the original autopsy. Your thoughts about that, if any at all.
Oh, I've got plenty of thoughts, Stephen Smith. Plenty of thoughts. First of all, they both are inconclusive. I don't have the first result, so I don't know. The second one is deemed inconclusive. Why? Because the second examiner does not have the throat or the lungs. So a full investigation, an autopsy cannot be completed, because this is what they've got to do, and I've seen them do it. I told you about the red subcutaneous markings under the occipital bone.
Yes.
All right. Now, how do I know that's not from a blow to the head? Okay. How do I know that's not from an accident? We are being told today Nolan was drinking heavily. Okay. Even somebody drunk can be a homicide victim. Even somebody drunk can be a victim of an accident. That means nothing to me. Everybody out there was drinking. So what, I'm going to be angry because the victim was drinking? Again, this is not a personality contest. It's not a moral test about his character. Bottom line,
why do you make it that?
I need more evidence, because that bruising or hemorrhaging or red.
That's interesting. That's interesting that look, this is a clear example of what I'm talking about, why I talk about it. She's being berated by white supremacy.
Of course. We all are. If you follow me on Facebook, do you follow me on Facebook?
I'm not on Facebook, sis.
All right, you'll see. I'm berated all day long.
No, but I'm saying
a lot of us.
But she's a white woman, and
it's a lot of white people that's being berated. That's what I'm trying to relate to you. That's why I won't condemn my whole race.
I'm talking about. The whiteness I'm talking about is the whiteness that berate her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are the racists. That's the class that I separated.
Okay. You can put on.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't think they're doing it because of skin color, though. Or maybe they're doing it because
they are.
How they might be perceiving, she's perceiving her skin, or what she might.
They don't like. They don't like. They hate us. And yeah, I'm not the best example of a black person except my locks, right?
There's nothing wrong with them hating us. That's nothing wrong with it.
They hate us. And if you're white and you stand for us, they hate them too.
Okay. But she don't stand for us. She stand for justice. Clearly, she's very
And
objective with this.
justice connects with us. Because the white people,
Okay.
they receive the justice all the time, right? We're the one that receive injustices and cover-ups. They don't.
No, they're not. They get that too. White people get a whole lot of injustice and cover-ups too.
Okay.
The issue
That's
is
from
that
their own people.
yeah, but
Their own people. Their own people are the ones. Listen, their own peoples are the one.
yeah, but
their own people are the one.
The ill part is they act like they don't be getting hit almost
They
as
do
hard.
because they hate. Lord have mercy.
So all of them hate. you almost say all of them hate us though. If that's the
They
case,
do. All racists hate us. All racists hate us.
no, we're
They
not
do.
just talking about races. We talk about white.
I would never condemn a whole race.
Right,
No
but
matter
I'm saying,
if they're
I'm
Chinese,
saying the white people
Latino.
who are beraged by white
doesn't
white
matter.
people. No, hear me out. Hear me out. The white people who are barraged by white power domination, almost similar in the same instance of how a non-white group or person or entity could be or whatever. They usually don't be letting it be known like that, right? So Nancy is actually doing.
Oh, they absolutely they letting it known right now.
Yeah, yo, this is the year. You know what I'm saying?
Look, you need to be on
there's a whole
Facebook.
lot more
You'll get it.
Pilgrim allies.
I swear to
than I thought
God.
there would be in the
You need to
future.
go ahead and
I-
create you a
I
Facebook
respect
page.
y'all on
'Cause
that.
I
you know?
need you to take some of the hate that I get on mine and go ahead and put it on you because you need to know. I had to
They
make a
don't
whole
come
post.
to me with that shit. Look,
They don't.
They
They don't
nah.
because you ain't on Facebook. Well, they can. Let me tell you something.
I'll be wanting
I had to
to
make a
visit.
whole post because I just wanted to ask Bart Edmondson one question. Just one.
Okay.
That was it. I'll show you the question and then we'll get back
Damn
into
it, Bart.
nasty.
Damn
Damn it,
Bart.
freaking Bart. Right. Warren put your ass in this shit. This is the post I made today. Y'all, this is the post I made for Bart and his Timu lawyer. I said, these folks swear if we say Bart's name, it's the end of the us. Bart. I don't give a fuck. I did that. That they was mad as hell.
Oh yeah, I bet.
They was mad as hell.
Yeah, live it.
F. Bart Edmondson, his daddy, Bart Edmondson Sr., and his Timu lawyer, Mr. Latino. Is that his name? Yeah, I love y'all. Yeah.
You said that shit last show. Why you call him Timu?
Good. He over threatening people with lawsuits and shit. Ain't nobody scared. We're not scared. Y'all. And you should know, we're not scared. We're smart. Let's keep going, y'all. I'm sorry. And we're gonna end. We are going to end it after Nancy gets done. Let's get back into it.
Under the occipital, I got to figure out it's from a blow. Is it from a fall? Is it diffusion? Now, go with me on this. When someone passes away,
okay,
and they're in a specific position, the blood pools. It's called lividity. The blood goes down. Like if I die on my back, my blood will go to the back of my head, my back, my rear end, the back of my legs. You turn me over, it'll go to my front. So is that pooling of the blood? I got into a full-on argument with a very esteemed medical.
Because y'all know that Auntie Leah knows autopsies very well. Because if you've been here since the beginning, y'all know about how extensively we went into the Kendrick Johnson's case. The people are trying to say that the pooling of the blood in the back of Nolan's head, neck area, the injury, the redness is pooling the blood. But he was found face down. We know that if, guys, check this out.
That's a hematoma. You only get that pooling of blood from
if he was
impact.
found.
If you found face, yeah. If you
Head
face down. If you face down, the only reason
It's
that there
not
would be
going to
blood
pool right
pool
there if you face down. It's
it
going
would
to pool
only be
here.
through impact. It would only be through impact.
Right.
That's it.
And blood pooling, if you're face down, is going to pool to your face, not
Go
to the back of your head.
Yeah, your heart. Yeah, relax.
So stop the cat. What happened to Nolan Wells? What happened? And what happened to Nolan Wells? Let's keep going.
Examiner, because he suggested it was pooling of the blood. Then why wasn't it anywhere else? Why wasn't there pooling on his back, on the back of his shoulders, his neck? Why is it just pooling here? So I've got a problem with that theory. Here's a problem with my problem. It's very complicated, Stephen. The neck, if it was injured, is very diffuse with blood. The blood from the jugular and the carotid arteries could diffuse post-mortem and gather there. So what they've got to do is get that tissue, the tissue from Nolan Wells's occipital bone around it. And they've got to look under a microscope and figure out, is this a result?
So why do they keep it? Why do they withhold it?
Because they're going to show evidence of bruising and not drowning.
Brother, they know it wasn't a simple drowning, brother. They know that. Let's keep going.
If it was
of a bruise, or is this diffusion of blood or something else? See, it's very complicated and very minute. So we need more evidence. That's what I'm saying.
I think it's very complicated for the average person out there. I don't think it's that complicated for you. I don't think it's that complicated for a medical examiner. If you have his body and you have that, you look at it and you can see what it is. To me, it just seems some resistance. I don't know from whom to make sure that becomes public knowledge. I think that's where the challenge lies, not in figuring it out. I think the challenge lies in us getting them to articulate what they figured out, Nancy. That's where I'm at with it.
Now, you're saying what they figured out, because I don't think the second examiner has figured out anything, because he doesn't have the lungs or the throat.
I'm talking about the first examiner.
That highway bone.
I'm talking about the first examiner.
Okay, yeah. There's one holdout on that I could see justifying the delay, and that's waiting on toxicology. Were drugs involved? Because what if, and I have no evidence of this, what if he had used drugs, fell in the water, and drowned?
But they didn't tell you that, Nancy. They didn't tell you anything about
that. If he did use drugs, he could still be a victim.
But they didn't tell you. I'm saying the average person out there, they didn't even tell you about You couldn't say we're waiting for the toxicology report. I mean, if you could sit up there and say we suspect drowning, couldn't you have said we're waiting for the toxicology report? You didn't hear them say that, did you?
Yes, you could. I have not heard that, and you're very correct. That could be released where it's pending toxicology. Or anything. Just tell me something. But we're getting nothing. And again, it's not their duty to tell us anything. So before I assign wrongdoing to the medical examiner or anyone else, we need more facts. But I find it very disturbing. They all go out, and he's the only one that doesn't make it back. The girl says he left with them. They say he stayed with the girl. And there were hundreds of people out on Horn Island. Nobody saw him.
Nobody.
I find that very hard to believe. And think about the last person.
Let's be clear. Katie said that Nolan said he was leaving with the boys. Am I right, Ro?
Yeah.
Katie said, Nolan said, I'll see you later, Katie.
Yeah.
I got to go back. And y'all think we stupid, but we the smartest beings on the earth. Y'all need to get with it, accept it.
Good luck.
Yes, Nolan Wells. They'll never accept it, will it, Roll?
Good luck.
Facts is facts.
What, they left him there? I don't believe that.
And he left, and he let them leave, even though his cell phone was on the boat.
His phone.
Okay. His phone, rather. His phone was on the boat or whatever, which brings me to this question, because there were some questions about these conflicting stories coming out in the case of him staying behind to talk to a girl, a cell phone date, and inconsistencies between Life 360 and Snapchat locations. Talk about that for a quick second before I let you get on out of here, Nancy.
I certainly will. I've consulted with digital forensics experts, and they say that there can be a difference between Snapchat location and Life 360 location and your iPhone, Find My iPhone location.
Yes.
So we have to make these things jive, and we may learn something nefarious or not. Now, we're also being told that there was no cell coverage there. I don't believe that, because the young man out on the boat called Cito and I could hear him just fine. So there was cell. So the mom was concerned. She didn't see any Snapchat or anything going on during this certain period of time. So we have to, and you can look, Stephen, even if you delete and you delete it from deleted and it's not stored in the cloud, can still find out if something was deleted, because it leaves a trail. Everything you do on your phone leaves a trail. Even if it's totally deleted and deleted from the cloud, you still leave a trail of your actions. But just human nature. I know my children. My son is a fisher. He would take his phone with him. He would leave it on the boat if he got into the water, but he would not let a boat leave with his phone. That would not happen. I'm just telling you that.
All of this is just heightened my level of suspicion, to be quite honest with you. And the fact that you've said all the things that you said here in this interview, Nancy, has made me even more suspicious than I was before I started the interview, because I didn't know a lot of the details that you were kind enough to provide to myself and my audience. So I thank you for that. Hopefully this case, hopefully we'll reach a resolution with this case much sooner than later. I'm concerned.
I'm praying it was an accident.
I'm praying it was an accident.
We can't bring Nolan back.
That's right.
We can find the truth. The best outcome would be there was no ill intent. That is my prayer.
Absolutely. Let me move on to this case quickly before I let you go, involving Brian Kohlberger. The case of Kohlberger is back in the news. He's the man convicted of killing 4 University of Idaho students in two.
Okay. Brother, what do you think, bro?
I like her view. Her view is she's about justice, she's practical.
I didn't like her view about Carmelo's case, though. Did you see her view about Carmelo's case?
No.
What do you think about Carmelo's case?
I live in Texas. I've been here since 1993, moved here from California. The very first thing, I'm from North Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right. So the very first thing that I noted here was that these pilgrims here was the most out-of-pocket pilgrims I ever encountered in my life.
You know what's so funny? You call them pilgrims.
Yeah, it was in the 7th grade. All right. They live out of pocket here, but they're snarky with it. They're snooty with it. It's a type of Confederate aristocracy to it. You feel me?
Right.
And the black people here in Texas, I mean, they usually let bygones be bygones. It is what it is. Little homie's from Louisiana, though. And Louisiana people, you ain't really, you know what I'm saying? They bought it. And, you know what I'm saying? They went at him with that, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Texas pilgrim gruff or whatever. And homie got jugged up. He got out of pocket. It's, you know what I'm saying? But that's part of their character down here. They live out of pocket. And they're the rickest of the rick when it comes to out of pocket pilgrims.
I hear you.
The rickest of the rick.
All right, guys. So before we end this live, and we've been on this live for almost 3 hours. Y'all know Auntie never. Bro, Auntie barely goes over 2 hours.
Look, you've been cooking this whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's cook.
Crazy
Let's
ass,
cook.
I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Let's cook.
Appreciate the
Let me tell you
show.
something. Let me tell you something about me. I love people. I love you. I don't even know you.
Love you back, sis.
I just love people, no matter the skin color. I respect your opinion. I admire your wisdom, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So when I dropped it down, it was only just to stop the yelling. It wasn't to stop your opinion. I want you to know that.
I respect that.
I want you to know that, for real, from the depths of my heart.
I wasn't offended. I wasn't offended at all.
Okay, I thank you so much, because I didn't want people to get distracted, because they all the trolls that they're in our chat, right? Yeah. All day long, every day.
And you got you got all this love for everybody, and you get all this crazy trouble.
I do.
But this the reason why niggas like me exist. It's like you Martin Luther King Jr. types. We gotta watch y'all get all this.
No, wait, hold up. Wait a minute, let me put my 2 cents in it. I am in the middle of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
Okay, all right.
Because I ain't all about the freedom ring.
Yeah.
I will beat your ass. I'm not listen, bro. I'm not lying. Don't come up to me and call me nothing but. Don't call me nothing but my name.
Yeah, child of God.
I would F you up in real time and repent later. Swear to God, I'm not even lying.
I can dig it.
So no. I was speaking in tongues. But anyway, no. I'm not. I'm Martin Luther King. There's a middle. There's a middle.
Okay.
And that's what I'm trying to introduce to the world. There's a middle. I can love you, but don't play with me.
Yeah.
Do not play with me. See, you can't come up to me and call me the N-word and think I'm not gonna punch you right in your shit. I'm gonna punch you right in your shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag you. I'm gonna beat your ass. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm gonna repent later. Don't test me. Warning, don't come up to me. But I'm gonna still love you. But it's gonna be a love with an ass whooping behind it.
That is the middle. That's the middle.
That's
right
the
there.
middle.
I can dig it.
That is the middle. Okay. All right, guys. I love y'all. I wanted to show y'all a little bit from what this licensed pathologist said about the autopsy and the reason they're withholding it. I know we've been on here for almost 3 hours. I really wanted you guys to see this though, because I agree. Now, she's not going to come out and really say it, but essentially she's saying they're withholding it because it's not. They withheld his throat and other organs that have to do with the throat for a reason, because they found something else. Do you mind if we just watch that real quick, brother?
Let's rock.
Let's rock and roll, baby. You see how black people can do? We can argue, yell, and scream, and we can still come together. Yeah,
That's
y'all
family
like,
though.
y'all.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
That's
you
how
hear
family
me?
do.
You hear me?
And still love.
They don't understand that. They done been to beat up the cousin, put him in jail, and every goddamn thing. I'm just saying. I'm trying to tell you, love. I don't even really know Ro, but I love Ro. And I mean it. I don't even know why. This is who I am. And I got peace about that.
That's what's up.
But don't test me because I'll beat your ass. Don't play with me. Don't play with me in real life, please.
So MLK and Malcolm X. I can do it.
I'm in the middle.
I can do
And y'all ever heard of people in the middle? That's me.
Yeah.
Because I'm all for nonviolence, thank God for nonviolence, but I'll beat your ass. Don't try me. Please.
I tried the nonviolent thing. It just made my stomach hurt.
Don't try me.
Try
Jesus. Don't try Yeshua.
As a little kid, I wasn't going to have that feeling in my stomach. And it's like, nah, I made everybody else stomach hurt. If nonviolence make your stomach hurt, I don't like that feeling. All right, then, so I'm going to do the opposite. You know
Listen, brother, please don't try me. I'll be trying to stay in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying.
Well, you got order and you got chaos, right? Let's say that for the balance, it actually requires a little bit more chaos. And if you're applying too much order, that could be a toxic amount of order. And things are still disbalanced.
It could be.
Yeah.
But I'm just telling these people, don't please. The police don't try me.
Please, Hercules, don't do it.
Just skip on by. Skip on by. Because if you push me, I'm going to stab your ass. Like
that blade in her
Carmelo
purse. Got that blade in her purse.
Just like that. Because don't put your hands on me. Because the first crime when it came to Carmelo Anthony was the assault that Austin and Hunter did. Let's not get it twisted. The first crime was putting your goddamn hands on Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was a crime, too. Assault was a crime.
Yeah.
You see, y'all want to skip over that.
Yeah, menacing. I think menacing was the first crime because they came over there in a group. And it's like, all right, you went over there. Menacing and then assault. And then it's like, all right, then you get what you get.
Brother, if Austin Metcalf and Hunter would have kept their hands to themselves, do you know that Austin Metcalf will still be here?
Definitely.
But since Austin has the mentality of the many bullies that swarm our channels on a daily basis with nonsense and racist comments, that Austin's dead.
But how much of their bullshit are they not to believe if there's so much effort and so much intention put toward them? Because you got to remember, the Matrix is for them. It ain't for us. The Matrix is for them.
We need to get us alive together soon, brother. Get on Facebook so you can inbox me, because you need to explain what the Matrix. I know what the Matrix is, but a lot of the audience that we're speaking to, they don't know what that is.
They don't know.
They don't.
Okay.
You need to get on Facebook. Find a way. Well, my email is kickingit with Auntie Leah at yahoo.com. Kicking, not with the G. Kicking.
I'm purposely staying off of Facebook, though. I'm purposely staying off of Facebook.
Do me a favor. I'm giving you my email.
I appreciate it. I can go by and check it out. Whatever. I ain't gonna make
No. What I'm asking you to do is email so we can set up a separate live.
Okay, let's do that.
Go over this. You know what I'm saying? So
let's do that.
Our people and others can know about what the Matrix is. I know what the Matrix is. It's a lot of people that don't know what the Matrix is. Does that make sense?
I don't see how now in this day and time. You saw the movie though. If you saw the movie, then you know what it is. You know what I mean?
Trust me. I know about the black lady that wrote the Terminator. How God inspired her to tell us about. I know about all that.
Mama Sophia.
Do you know who Jaguar Wright is?
Yeah, I know. Definitely, of course.
All right. Let me explain to you. My channel is a sub channel or baby channel of Jaguars.
Oh, much respect.
I talk to Jaguar.
Much respect.
She'll pop up at any time. She's on vacation right now, probably, which is why she's not on the panel.
Right.
Or popping up now. I didn't build my channel off her name at all. She allowed me to step out on my own and build my own channel. And that's how I got 170,000 followers and growing.
You seen 101,000. Wow, I think that's the reason why. But yeah, I had no clue that you was connected.
Jag,
all right, that's so much.
Jag has a deeper thinking, like you.
Okay.
That I love when she pops up, because I am this person. Oh, I love you, and I do. I can't change me. I can't change. Listen,
yeah, but you know what? But you know what? I do respect that part of our people, because like it's the earth, wind, and fire of us, right? Like me, I'm a funky child. You know what I'm saying? P funky, I know what it is.
And I respect that, because you know what? That's who Jag is.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's why I don't get mad. I'm like, he just who he is.
I do think we are at our best though in that earth, wind, and fire. So I'm a student of it. I might not be connected to whatever, but I am connected to it and trying to be a student and understand that ubiquitous love that we do have. And we do have a crazy love, you know what I'm saying? like divine love, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But I've also learned how to be a whole lot more selective with it. You know what I'm saying? Put the anchors where they may need to be with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was there. You know what I'm talking about? I was right there. You know what I'm saying? That's us as a people, right? But I just, and like somebody said in the chat, oh, Rogish is bitter. Hey, nigga, Rogish bitter as fuck. Rogish is hurt, cuz. I'm from North Tulsa, Oklahoma, man.
It's okay that
what I think is supposed to be, y'all don't want to hear that for real, because what we owed in North Tulsa, come on now. You know what I mean? We don't want to go there. So I be as cordial as I can unto all that which does connect. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that we're all, you know what I'm saying, human in some form of fashion, trying to at least make it there or whatever.
What I want you to know is I need you to know this, that it's okay that you are, but I also need you to understand this, that I'm just not that type of person.
Definitely.
If you can respect me as Auntie Leah, it's just not being that type of person, and maybe you hate that.
But
no, just hear me out. Just hear me out.
Yeah.
I just love people, and I don't want to see a whole race, even though I know it exists. I'm not blind. I'm not oblivious. I'm not naive. I see it. But to protect this peace in my heart, I choose not to engage in that type of hate. Now, I'm going to troll the fuck out of them. Y'all forgive me in the comments. If y'all don't want Auntie Leah to cuss again, send me a super chat. I already got to be on my knees for the rest of the night. I got to be on my knees. The least thing y'all can do with these 52-year-old knees is send me a super chat. If it ain't nothing but 99 cents, at least I don't charge you to read your comments like some of these grifters do on YouTube.
They charge people.
If you want me to read, it's a certain content, a few of them. I asked the question. I said, why are you charging people to read their comments? I was immediately blocked because in my heart, me reading your comments, that's me recognizing you. It hurt my heart to see people doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna cry. Let me straighten out these wrinkles, because again, Auntie Leah is 15 years old. If you haven't subscribed, can you please subscribe? Because we are live frequently, and I enjoy each and every one of you. I also love my nephew, Ro. Guys, let's listen to what Jag Wright in Setting the West is talking about. Setting the West is Jaguar Wright's fiance, her producer.
Okay.
You mind? We're not gonna do it for long.
No, that's right.
Okay, let's put them up real quick. That's Jag. That's my girl right there. Love you, Jag.
And like, who is in the audience?
What I do?
You know, the plebeian, the just regular folks. That she's of a higher status of them, and they would have to, like, in their mind, come up with this relationship that they had. Like, I met Halle Berry at a club, and you know, she told me to keep in touch, and then when she does this or whatever, she's sending me signals. Like, these motherfuckers are really like that. What up with you, man? Yeah, good looking out. Appreciate you. So
that's what's up.
So what it is this: people have
greeting your folks.
That's what I'm trying to break down. Is it parasocial, or is it erotomania with you? Because they met you once. The only person that I met that had erotomania was the guy who stalked Madonna back in 1995, and he clearly had a delusional disorder. Clearly, clearly. Like this guy story was so convincing. I told the news media, and it was a joke. I was like, he had me convinced, but it was a fucking joke. Like he didn't really have me convinced. He basically had this whole backstory of how he and Madonna met, and they got married on a tour bus. And then it gets all crazy. This dude said Madonna turned into a man. And they were really married, and she owes him money,
so
and
crazy.
that's why he went to the house.
Odell is
Because he
so
ended up
real
going to
issue.
her house. He ended up getting bucked on with a 4.5, and I talked to the bodyguard, Basil Stevens, and he told me like, dude, I hit him, bop bop, and he got back up, tried to still come after me. So obviously, dude was on one. But his whole thing was he really had thought that they were married, and then he ended up getting convicted, did 10 years in jail. And he has this whole other theory where he's the fifth amoeba of God. And he and Madonna were supposed to meet in this lifetime, and they supposed to do this. And when it was a misunderstanding when I got arrested, and she apologized because she didn't want me to go to jail. So she came to me in a jail in the spirit and apologized, and we made love. And 9 months later, she had Lourdes, and that's really his daughter. That's what he says. So he has this whole religiosity attached to the storyline and all that, right? Now, did he meet Madonna? I don't know. But the guy was illiterate, and he ended up finding her house. So it's like, okay, well, and everybody, look, I'm gonna tell you a story. My same brother, and you didn't hear the story. I told everyone back day there was the American Music Awards, and there was the Soul Train Awards.
Oh, I heard you. I heard this story.
Okay. So that same brother, now this brother, my brother got a half brother who's half Puerto Rican. This dude was literally, and he's not a liar. He's not a liar, but he was it was late night, because he was like an actor and shit back in the day. It was late night. He was catching a bus right here on Santa Monica Boulevard. He was at the bus stop, and he told me the story. He said, I was sitting at the bus stop waiting on the bus, and the limo pulled up, and the back of the limo, the girl not jumped out, but looked out and was staring me down. It was Madonna. And she looked at me, and she looked, and then she just said, all right, she kept going. Now, my brother's like half Puerto Rican, half black, but he kind of would look like, you could say he looked like Nipsey Hussle, but not, more like Latin, right? My brother Troy, yeah. So she kept going, and then he was like, I heard stories of she would pull up to dudes on the bus stop and put them in and get them in a limo and fuck them, and then drop them off. No. See, dude, I'm telling y'all, it be some crazy stories, and look, this is family, but this is what I heard, and I don't think he's lying, because I remember he was like, Madonna pulled up on me at the bus stop, and she gave me a look, and then she just kept going. So maybe he wasn't full Puerto Rican enough. That was her thing. She liked Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, she liked Latino, man.
Just like MC Light, but I'm not gonna go there.
Like black men too.
Well, I got a story. Anyway,
like Puerto Rican cat. What?
Remember I told you about DJ Enough's
that's her real
cousin. That's my boy. Anyway, look, so it wouldn't be far-fetched for me to believe that maybe she did catch this hillbilly white boy and banged him and then just like tossed him, and he had Tinder D, and he found out where she lived. I'm just saying. So back to how I'm tying it into you, where these social media so-called content creators bet you once, and all of a sudden their whole career is based around you. And it's not parasocial. It's a little bit of erotomania.
I mean, yeah, or unless it's your job. Now, if it's your job and you're getting paid to do it, it's something different. Like, hold on a second. Let me entertain.
She's been a
Go
soothsayer
ahead.
the whole
Let
time.
me make you smile. Let me do a trick and then another trick.
I said she's a soothsayer the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Spitting jewels and sound like a TIEs.
That's my girl. Everything
Yeah.
I learn from Jay. So when I say I know things and I understand where you're coming from, I just can't say that because the audience is not ready. It's strategic. Does that make sense?
I can dig it.
All right. I just need you to understand. Some people are not ready.
I appreciate. I apologize for depping y'all to the fathoms too swiftly.
It's okay. We'll set a whole different lab so you can get the depth of what you believe. Okay?
Yeah, we'll stay out of Atlantis.
Okay. Let's do it on T. Leah style. Let's go.
So
Your eyebrows look
okay, hold on.
thicker. Your eyebrows look thicker than big boy baby mama's sister.
Well, my eyebrows in real life used to be this.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, they putting extras on your eyebrows at this point in time.
It's crazy work.
Every reason like this tune thing.
Crazy work, Jag.
This tune thing.
Guys, we're gonna end soon. I'm gonna post her link
Every
in the chat. They are live right now.
Why?
That's what's up.
Please
Why?
follow their
Like, I'm just
channels.
like, ugh. Hold on a second.
That is my girl, Jaguar Right.
I saw this. This was interesting.
What is dark web monetization of?
This was very interesting.
Go ahead, continue. I see this.
Bradford, I said what the freak I said. What you gonna do about it? Nothing.
I wasn't quite sure if your conversation today was like leading into that.
Yeah, it was leading into this a little bit. No, carry on. Go ahead. Let me handle this business real quick. Go ahead.
Now, I just want to make sure that everyone can see, like, what's going on with this, okay? What is dark web monetization of TIs? And when they say TI, they mean targeted individuals.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very
So,
interesting, sir.
Can you guys see?
Operated
by three-letter agencies, secret societies, and dark occult, transporting networks.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what they sell. Okay? A target's entire life is packaged, listed, and sold on underground markets. Their job, turn surveillance into profit.
Turn surveillance into profit.
Personal data.
Listen, this lady, don't listen.
Intimate content, medical and mental health records, financial access, trauma, entertainment,
Woo.
How do you even put those two things in the same sentence? How does that go? Trauma.
This is up your alley, ain't it, Road?
Hell yeah.
Then join the link. Maybe I'm her moderator.
Identity theft kits. Smear campaign services. Street theater actor contracts.
Wow.
So
it's kind of wild.
Archangel Michael, he's her moderator too.
Okay.
Street theater actor contracts. And the reason why I brought that up is because of something that Odell was just talking about when he was saying how people want to meet you in real time, right? They want to meet you in real life.
Okay, guys.
And then
I'm going
right?
to end this right now. I have put her link in the comments. It's time for me to go do my job, okay? And my job is to moderate for Jag Right. So, Archangel Michael, we gotta go. I love y'all. I need to get back over there, guys. Please join me over there. Hey, Ro, you got any closing statements that you want to say?
I do not. I thank you for the sharpening. I thank you for the sharing of the space and your precious element of your time. And I holler at y'all on the flip.
Anytime, nephew. You're only a few years younger than me. You think you're 47, right?
Yeah, 47. I'm more little bro. You feel me?
All right, little bro. Let's do it, little bro in the building. But listen, little bro, I know that you're very passionate, but let's go offline and let's talk about, you have to explain to me some of the things that you were talking about, because I don't understand them.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
But
I'm open to what you have to say. I want you to know that. Anybody that's here, I want you guys to know that I am open, except if you're racist, I'm gonna beat your ass, eat you up, toss you out, block you, cuss you out, and repent later. It is what it is. My name is Auntie Leah. I'm Auntie Leah. I love y'all. And we about to be out of here, okay? Meet us tomorrow. There's a new story on the books, but that doesn't mean that Nolan Wells, Carmelo Anthony, Daniel Irvin, Taylor Smith, Kendra Johnson, and the rest of them are off the books. We're still on the books, but we out of here. Peace and love, okay? Peace and love, bro.
Peace, sister.
Y'all stick around. Listen to the song I wrote. Yeah, it's AI music, but I wrote that.
That's nice.
I wrote it. Here's the Truth Gang anthem.
Truth Gang. No lies. No violence. We stand on facts. Yes, Lord. If it don't add up, we don't rock. No feelings in it, we won't prove. Standing 10 toes on the truth. On truth. No cap, no spin, no disguise. Nope. We see through every lie. We do pressure on them every time. Crush Truth Gang, never fall in line. No, I don't move out rumors, I verify first. If the story's shaky, I dissect every word. Cross-check facts, I don't play with assumptions. If it don't make sense, I'm pressing the button. Independent mind, I don't follow the crowd. If the truth get buried, I'm digging it out. They be talking loud, but they stand on nothing. I'm building a case while they building discussions.
Hey.
My eyes in my lens, I don't lean left or right. If it's wrong, it's wrong, I'ma call it on sight. Every claim get tested, every angle reviewed. We don't chase opinions, we align with the proof. Oh.
Truth of everything.
What's moving on up and around?
What's nothing on your boat?
Standing 10 toes on the truth.
Hey.
Nope. We see through every lie.
Every lie.
Pressure on them every time. Pressure Truth Gang, never fall in line. No shortcuts taken, we follow the somewhere people won't tell. I don't care who involved, I don't care who it hit. Truth don't pick sides, it expose what it is.
Hey, listen, y'all, listen.
I'm zooming in from the start to the end, where the gaps where it been. If the timeline off,
come on,
story collapse, and I'm bringing it up, I ain't letting it pass. We don't fold under pressure, we apply it instead. They be hoping we stop, we apply it again. 10 toes planted, we ain't moving for nothing. Truth gang solid, yeah, we stand on something. It don't matter where
we go.
It don't matter what it shows. We know truth ain't easy, but it's necessary.
Hey, truth everything.
That's all. If it don't add up, we don't rock, don't ride. No feelings in it, we won't prove. Standing 10 toes on the truth. No cap, no spin, no disguise. Nope. We see through every lie. Pressure on every time.
Pressure.
Truth
gang never
yeah, we
falls
stand
in
on
line.
truth.
I love you, bro.
Much respect.
Meet me back here tomorrow, okay?
Most definitely. Be well, sis.
Love you. Y'all have a good evening.
No lie.
Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for coming.
Stand on facts.
Oh,